Good
Hello?
evening. Go ahead, caller.
I was wondering, you were talking about trademarks.
Yes.
I have a trademark, and I got it registered on a state-wide scale.
Okay.
Is that also, instead of going federal, if you only want it for now statewide, is that?
Illinois, this is registered in the state of Illinois.
Yes, in the state of Illinois.
The state of Illinois does not actually give you extra rights as far as the jurisdiction by filing an Illinois state trademark. Believe it or not, it's not good in the entire state. What a state trademark does is it codifies, it solidifies your common law rights that you've built up by using the trademark, and it gives you certain additional remedies within the state of Illinois if somebody is infringing upon your trademark. For example, if you don't have a registration and someone infringes on your trademark, you can sue them and stop them from using it. If you have a state registration, you can sue them, stop them from using it, and get monetary damages, for example. But it doesn't expand the jurisdiction of your trademark rights, but it will expand the scope of your remedies.
So one of the first questions to ask yourself is it likely in your business that you are going to do business outside of the Chicago area?
Right.
Yes. Well, you're saying jurisdiction. You're speaking even within the state of Illinois. It's not covered in other parts of the state.
Correct. It'll be covered in whatever your common law rights jurisdiction would be, which could be, depending on the size of your company, it could be the whole state of Illinois, if that's where your advertising, marketing, and client base is. It could be just in your neighborhood or the city of Chicago or Cook County or whatever. But that is one thing to keep in mind, that filing a state registration does not give you rights in the entire state. It merely solidifies the common law rights that you've already built up by using it.
Now, how would I get it for the entire state?
There's no way to do it in the entire state outside of using it in the entire state, or getting a federal registration would give you rights nationwide, including the entire state of Illinois.
You said common law. What do you mean?
Yeah, why don't you explain a little bit about common law?
Sure. Common law rights of use are basically rights that grow out of just using the mark. Every time you hand out a business card or put up a brochure or purchase advertising, that all adds to your common law rights.
If you ran an ad in the neighborhood newspaper,
right,
then it to some way defines your common law area as the neighborhood newspaper.
Exactly.
If you ran an ad on the front page of the Chicago Tribune, then that would define your common law area as being larger.
Exactly. And the tricky part comes up with the internet. When you put up a website, we all know that goes worldwide, but it's not going to give you worldwide common law rights unless your clientele could potentially or is worldwide. If you put up a website for a dog walking company, that's certainly, you're not expected to be walking dogs all over the world. It's going to be a regional thing.
All right, so thank you for joining me today. I'm very happy that you guys are here. I have really good information for you guys that's going to be helpful and surprising at the same time. But before I start, I wanted to address a few things, especially for the newcomers, because the Divine Trust babies that have been here for a while, y'all already know how things are. But it's a lot of new people that are coming in, and I just wanted to make sure that they know how things are ran here. The first thing I wanted to say is that I am not like probably any other group that you have been in, and that's why you're here. I'm not one of those people who are not going to be involved. When I start something, I finish it, and I put all of my intentions into it to be the best. I'm not out here just telling you guys information to pull your string or have you doing all types of processes that's wasting your time. I'm actually making sure that I stay on top of this information and giving you guys what is really working and what is really successful. And it's all based off of me just doing it on my own and trying for myself just to see if it works first. And then when it does work for me and mine, then I share it with you guys. But I wanted to address how some people expect so much from me, and it's pretty unrealistic. I feel like I give a lot for what I charge, especially because I have heard so many horror stories about people being in other groups and they've been charged all of this money and they can't even get close to the person who is, sharing the information with them. But I'm very involved with my group, and I really don't ask for much but patience, because it's just one of me. and I'm helping a lot of people. Not to mention for all newcomers, you might not know, but I have other businesses. I have a trucking company. I do Airbnb. Like, I got other stuff going. I'm a wife. I got 3 children, 12 and under. I homeschool. Like, I do a lot. And I just ask for patience and respect, honestly. I'm very upfront, very open, very honest, very transparent. I don't have a reason to lie. I think we're past that. However, I do ask that you guys grant me grace when it comes to all of the questions and stuff. I set things up professionally. I'm a professional at heart. I don't do things with chaos. Chaos will turn me off and I will leave. I don't that's the reason why I left my family. I do not like things in chaos. I need order and it has to make sense to me or my brain will just shut off and I will be gone. And I don't want to get to that point. So that's why I require you guys to submit questions. If you have any questions, just go on Waitlister. Be patient. You're going to have to wait for an answer, but you're going to get the answer you want and then some. But I set it up that way so that you don't have to pay me for a consultation. For $20 a month or even $49 a month, 10, 20, or $49, whatever you're paying, 40, 50, whatever, or if you subscribe to everything, I feel like I'm giving a hell of a lot for the amount that I charge. I think I'm giving more than most, honestly. People are charging thousands of dollars and you can't even get a response in email. And it's just like everybody's just pulling at me, pulling at me, pulling at me, pulling at me, and wanting so much from me, but you're not being realistic about what I'm doing for y'all. So I ask you guys to just follow the way that things are being done, and you'll get the best out of it. Because I would hate to have to just be like, fuck this shit and walk away. I'm not that kind of person, but I'm just saying, when things get overwhelming, I will take a break. I have a lot going on in my personal life, and it just seems like people don't care about your personal life. And when you give things for a small price point, it seems like people want more out of you. And I just don't think that's fair. So I'm asking for respect. I'm asking for patience, and I'm asking for you guys to follow instructions because I'm not going to be in a Telegram group like that no more. I got a lot of stuff that I have to do for this group so that you guys can keep having what y'all have and more to keep. I have to study too. I'm still studying myself. I don't know everything. So if you're new and you think I'm this guru or something like that, I'm not. I'm an average everyday person who learned about this process because I had a credit repair business and I knew about consumer law and one thing led to another and I started basically making videos about my journey and people requested me to start teaching because they liked how I shared information and the fact that I was being transparent. However, I will not be but like bugged and annoyed because I'm nice, but I'm not going to just allow people to just do whatever they want to me when I'm being good to you. That's the same thing that happened to me with my own family and the reason why I disconnected from them because I was always the one giving, 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 and they were just taking, 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 taking to a point where I said, no more. No, this cannot happen. This is a uneven relationship. So for me to stay affordable and to stay involved and to give you guys as much value and then some as I'm giving, all I ask, and you guys that already been here, y'all already know this. So I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all already know this. I'm just talking to the new people because y'all don't know. Y'all been probably in other groups where things were chaotic and you can't get in touch with the person that's teaching you and stuff. I like order and I like you guys to have understanding. So these study sessions are important. And the amount of people that come to the study sessions is ridiculous in my opinion because they're paying for something they don't understand. And y'all already know who've been with me for a while that if you are doing something out of desperation, I don't want you around me because a desperate person does desperate things. And I don't think that you should be doing any processes without having a full comprehension of why and what you're doing. What are you filing paperwork for and trying to discharge debt if you don't even know why this system is the way that it is? So I go through history, I teach, and I make sure that you comprehend because my goal is to have you guys so good at knowing this system that you can quit your jobs and go and teach this to your own group of people. That's the whole idea. so that we can wake up more people, not so we can just be doing this and acting like we better than people because we made it somewhere that they haven't. The idea is to be a fisher of men, because all of us, no matter what your race, creed, sexual orientation, no matter what any of that is, we're essentially all in the same boat. And the only way that the system is going to end is if we stick together and put all of the division tactics, because that's all they are, aside. We're all here because we obviously all share the same energy, no matter what we look like, no matter what our gender is, no matter what they told us our race and history and background is. We obviously have the same mindset. So we have to work as one so that we can all get to that goal. So I'm not doing this out of just wanting money, because trust me, I don't need it. It's not that. Everybody that have been here, y'all already know. I already told y'all about that. So I don't have to go in detail about it, but my whole goal is to create a nation of like-minded beings who can help others. That's what this is about. It's about us helping one another and building that bridge that has been broken between community. We want change, but we don't want to stick together. And it don't matter. Like I said, I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh, this only for black people. No, bro. I'm not that kind of person. Anybody who wants this vision and shares this vision and wants to see a better world and wants to be the change they wish to see, I'm all for it. And that's all I'm asking for. So I'm just asking for some grace, especially with the people who are new, who submit assignments and email me every time that they submit an assignment. You got to understand, it's one of me. And if you want your assignment to be checked and looked over to make sure you're doing it properly, you have to give me time, because you're not the only one that's submitting an assignment. I'm combing over your documents to make sure that you're doing it properly. How many groups have you been in or know of that the person that's giving this information is going through all of this for $20, $49? It's monthly, yeah, but it's not even nowhere near what you would be paying. Some of these groups, you got to pay thousands of dollars just to get a packet of information, and then you still don't know what to do with it. And then when you try to reach out to the leader, what they do? They make you feel bad. They make you feel dumb and you're not doing the work, but you're not teaching me nothing. You're giving me information, but you're not connecting dots, because you want me to have to come back to you and book a consultation where it's $30. I mean, for 30 minutes, it's $150, $350 for 30 minutes. How many questions can I ask you in 30 minutes? Not many. So I don't want to be that person, because I'm not. That's not my heart. That's why I set up waitlister. So if you have a question, I'm not just going to be quickly answering a question, because throughout my day I'm busy and I don't want to just give you a half-ass answer. So I'm setting up a platform for you to submit your questions to. Give me time to go over them to give you an answer that is actually going to point you in the right direction and help you. That's it. I really want y'all success. I do. I'm not doing this just so I can be looking like I'm some type of person no, I really want y'all success, because y'all success makes me want to keep doing this. When people hit me up and they like, I got approved for this and the ticket thing worked, and then when people hit me up and let me know that what I'm giving is helping them in their life, that makes me feel better. That makes me go harder. That makes me want to keep helping people. That's my mission. So I'm going to do it until my heart stops. I just ask you guys to be realistic. Y'all have a life, don't y'all? So do I. This is not my life. This is me taking time out of my life, away from my children, away from my husband, away from my businesses, to give to you guys so that y'all can be in a position where y'all can give to others and to have a happy life, to move in a certain way, to know things that you didn't know so that you can move properly and break this system, because we're the ones that are truly going to break this system. That's why they want to keep us divided with all these labels and titles, so that we are not able to break their system, because we are the people. So I just wanted to put that out there, because sometimes I get overwhelmed and I don't want to be mean, because I'm not a mean person. I'm just a human still. My children are 12 and under. My youngest is a boy. This is my first boy. He's 3. He needs a lot from me. I don't show my children online and all of that stuff. I don't ask for sympathy about that, but I just want y'all to realize that the same life that y'all have, I have. I have a life too. Okay. So that's it. Today we're going to be talking about how to get a a trademark, using common law. Um, and I want to give you guys the difference between a copyright and trademark, because I've been researching this and so many people like copyright your name, copyright your name, copyright your name. But a copyright and a trademark are not the same. They have two different functions. So I'm gonna break that down really quick, and then we're gonna go into the presentation, and then we're gonna go into the Q&A. All right, so the first thing is that a copyright and trademarks protect distinct creations. Generally, copyrights protect creative works, and trademarks apply to brand names, phrases, and logos. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that don't get mixed up when I talk about business, because your name is your business. When they combined your first and last name together, first, middle, and last name, it became a corporation. So you are a business. Your name is a brand. And you didn't make it that way. They did. So since you guys wanted to be sneaky and turn my name into a corporation, now I'm going to work by using y'all laws and y'all rules against y'all, because now I'm going to go private and I'm going to make it where you can't use that name. Okay? So a copyright is registered through the United States Copyright Office. There are other third-party websites that you can get it from, but that copyright is more solid when you go into the government and do it that way. A trademark is registered through the United States Patent and Trademark Office. I'm also going to show you guys the website. I'm going to show you the wait time. I'm going to show y'all all of that. So I hope y'all have some time, because we probably be here for a little while. Now, copyrights primarily protect the rights of people who create literary, dramatic, musical, artistic, and certain other original works like history, text, and software code. So it's more for like people who have intellectual property. Like, for instance, say I wanted to copyright Divine Trust Babies or something like that. All right. Because I create things with it, right? Trademarks can protect the use of companies' names. Remember, you are a company. You're not you per se, but your name is a company, is a corporation, is a business. Okay? So a trademark can protect the use of companies' names and its product names, brand identity, like logos and slogans. So John Mary Doe, I'm just using that as Jane Mary Doe, I'm just using that as an example, is a brand, it's a corporation. So a trademark would provide more protection for Jane Mary Doe than a copyright would. The trademark is better as it's the one that is imperative to file for protection. It also acts as a unique identifier or brand for your business, and as such, it may be the foundation on which your business is built. Trademarks do not override copyright, so you can have both, because the two form an intellectual property rights that serve different purposes. You can also get a copyright for free, but we're not talking about copyrights right now because a trademark holds more weight. And a copyright lasts until the end of your life. So if you live till you're 95 years old, that copyright lives until you're 95 years old. But a trademark lasts forever as long as it is used in commerce and renewed when registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office on time every 10 years. Okay? So every day, your first and last name is a business and it is used in commerce. Whether you're driving down the street and you get a ticket, whether you're driving, period, and you got a driver's license and registered plates and registration, you're using your name in commerce every day. But we're using it where they can use it too, without us being able to go after them for monetary damage, right? So you can get both a copyright and a trademark because it'll give you protection on two different levels. But a trademark, again, holds more weight. So let me go into the presentation. We're going to get right into it. I just want to give y'all all the information about it because so many people, have information, but they don't really break it down in a way. Why is it not coming up? They don't ever break it down in a way where it is like totally sensible. It's always like you get half of the information. So this is how to trademark a name with common law. It's an easy guide. The steps for common law trademark and bonus Q&A session at the end. So if you ask the question on or before Thursday, April 11th, then your question will be here. Okay? Well, your answer question, same thing. I do it anonymously because I don't want to put people's business out there, but you'll know if it's your question. Hold on, let me see something. All right, let's get into it. Disclaimer. I'm not the creator of this information. I do not own it in any way. I am not a lawyer, legal aid, or attorney. I am, however, a private sovereign woman who has studied common law in detail and fully comprehends the benefits of common law to operate in privacy. The information provided in this presentation comes directly from common law. Common law is for the people and upholds the unalienable rights. I just learned how to pronounce that word, so give me time with it. Common law is for the people and upholds the unalienable rights that we have, which can't be given or taken away. Anything you choose to execute is at your own risk and that alone. You must comprehend the process before you execute it. Please study and fact check everything I share because the more you know, the more you grow. I'm not a guru. I'm a student. I am still actively learning. I don't know everything. I know a lot, but I don't know it all. And if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. I'm not one of those people that's gonna sit up here and act like I know something I don't know. I don't. I don't know everything, but I will research it. So if it's something I don't know and you bring it to my attention and I tell you I don't know, trust me, I'm gonna go figure it out. All right, so let's get into trademark. You can trademark a name for free with a common law trademark, and establishing a common law trademark doesn't require any forms or fees. However, you cannot register a trademark for a name for free. So that means that you will be able to trademark your name for 100% free using common law, but you will not be able to register your trademark with the United States Patent Office for free. You must pay the fees necessary to register the trademark for public view, which again, I'm gonna share that with you guys. Also, if you were late and you didn't see that presentation video, I think I should play it again. Do y'all think I should play it again? It's short. It's like 3 minutes. But it's two guys who are lawyers and they are breaking down common law. All right, I'm gonna play it again. Let me stop my share real quick because I think it's going to be helpful for you to understand what I'm talking about here. Give me a second to pull it up. Give me a second to pull it up. And it's going to be helpful. It's going to be real helpful for you to kind of like get an idea of where we're going with this. All right. Hold on. Let me get the screen. Change the screen to share. All right. I'm going to run it back. Here we go.
Go ahead, caller.
I was wondering, you were talking about trademarks.
Yes.
Marks.
Yes.
I have a trademark, and I got it registered on a state-wide scale.
Okay.
Is that also, instead of going federal, if you only want it pronounced statewide, is that...
In Illinois, this is registered in the state of Illinois?
Yes, in the state of Illinois.
The state of Illinois does not actually give you extra rights as far as the jurisdiction by filing an Illinois state trademark. Believe it or not, it's not good in the entire state. What a state trademark does is it codifies, it solidifies your common law rights that you've built up by using the trademark, and it gives you certain additional remedies within the state of Illinois if somebody is infringing upon your trademark. For example, if you don't have a registration and someone infringes on your trademark, you can sue them and stop them from using it. If you have a state registration, you can sue them, stop them from using it, and get monetary damages, for example. But it doesn't expand the jurisdiction of your trademark rights, but it will expand the scope of your remedies.
So one of the first questions to ask yourself is it likely in your business that you are going to do business outside of the Chicago area?
Right. Yes. Well, so you're saying jurisdiction you're speaking even within the state of Illinois. It's not covered in other parts of the state.
Correct. It'll be covered in whatever your common law rights jurisdiction would be, which could be, depending on the size of your company, it could be the whole state of Illinois, if that's where your advertising, marketing, and client base is. It could be just in your neighborhood or the city of Chicago, Cook County, or whatever. But that is one thing to keep in mind, that filing a state registration does not give you rights in the entire state. It merely solidifies the common law rights that you've already built up by using it.
Now, how would I get it for the entire state?
There's no way to do it in the entire state outside of using it in the entire state, or getting a federal registration would give you rights nationwide, including the entire state of Illinois.
You said common law. What do you mean?
Yeah, why don't you explain a little bit about common law?
Sure. Common law rights of use are basically rights that grow out of just using the mark. Every time you hand out a business card or put up a brochure or purchase advertising, that all adds to your common law rights.
If you ran an ad in the neighborhood newspaper,
right,
then it to some way defines your common law area as the neighborhood newspaper.
Exactly.
If you ran an ad on the front page of the Chicago Tribune, then that would define your common law area as being larger.
Exactly. And the tricky part comes up with the internet. When you put up a website, we all know that goes worldwide, but it's not going to give you worldwide common law rights unless your clientele could potentially or is worldwide. If you put up a website for a dog walking company, that's certainly, you're not expected to be walking dogs all over the world. It's going to be a regional thing.
Okay, so basically, so this is the reason why you want to put some of the stuff that you're doing in the newspaper, which I just the other day added the instructions on how to do so. You want to get some of that stuff published in the newspaper, like your common law copyright. That's your common law copyright in your name. So that's how you guys are already doing it for free. And you want to get that published in your local, or like they said, your state newspaper, because that is going to enforce your common law right to that copyright. It is public, and then you're going to get a public affidavit of publication, which proves that you've done that, and you can take that to the county clerk and have that put on record, basically. Okay. I'm also going to go deeper into it as we go, but that's basically the gist of it. Remember, keep in mind that you are the living, breathing person, right? However, your all caps name that they created and made a corporation out of is your corporate name. So you want to treat it as such. That's your government name. Ain't that what they call it? Even if you have to go to making business cards, you ain't even got to use the business cards. The fact that you made business cards with that name on it and that symbol behind it, the TM symbol, that is you enforcing your common law right to the trademark. You can also do that with the copyright. You can with the C, the little C symbol behind it, you just make the business cards just to have them. Okay? So, what you will learn. It is possible to get some trademark rights just by using a trademark, but those rights are limited and pale in comparison to trademarks registered with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, as they said in the video. Those trademarks that are registered with the USPTO, those hold more weight. You can go after someone for monetary damages if they use their name, and it is international. It's not just for your city or state when you do that. However, the time takes a while, and that's why I said I'm going to show you everything from their website just to give you guys an idea of all of that. They won't even be able to write your name on a bill. Okay? Even the police. And they have, every public servant has a bond that you can access if they do go against that. So they'll be paying out of their bond. Also, another thing, when you get traffic tickets dismissed, by the way that I've been showing you guys and telling you guys, who do you think has to pay for that ticket? If you didn't pay for it, who has to pay for it? The officer, because he signed it. You didn't. He did, or she did. So the officer has to pay that ticket out of their bond. So we're not allowing them to just use that name anymore. Yeah, you might have created it and created a corporation out of it, but you're not going to be able to just use it however you want to. I have the control over it. You may have the ownership, but I have the control. I will teach you how to trademark your name for free using common law, but I still suggest that you register your trademark with the USPTO. After doing this, I will also show you how to do that as well. This common law trademark also applies to logos and phrases as well. All right, trademarking for free. So you can trademark a name for free by getting a common law trademark. A common law trademark can be a great way to protect your name without incurring the cost of registration. You can establish a trademark for free by establishing a common law trademark through use of the name in commerce. It's that simple. This means using the name to brand your company, business, product, or service. You cannot register, you cannot register the name for free, however, because the United States Patent and Trademark Office charges a filing fee for every new trademark application. So there is always a fee to register a name. A common law trademark is not registered with the USPTO, but is instead established through use in commerce and taking steps to prevent others from using it. Common law trademarks are not registered with the government, but are still protected under the law. Common law. Common law trademarks are established through use in commerce. They are based on use through actual use in commerce rather than through registration. Anybody that's new here, I repeat myself a lot, and I do that on purpose. I feel like that's the best way for people to retain information is to hear it a lot. Literally, the government does this to us every day. They program us through repetition. When they play the same movies on repeat, the same TV shows on repeat, we hear the same thing on media. We hear the same music on the radio. Yeah, that is how they program us. The brain can be programmed through repetition. So if you hear me saying the same thing more than once, that's on purpose. I just want you to retain this information. Your all caps name is incorrectly being used in commerce every day. You allow several corporations, including the courts, police, etc., to use your corporate name whenever they issue you a bill, a citation, or a court summons. The benefits of free common law trademarks. There are several benefits to common law trademarks. First, common law trademarks are easier to obtain than federal trademarks. There are far fewer requirements. Common law trademark rights come from use in commerce. Second, common law trademarks are much less expensive than registered federal trademarks. It is cheaper to establish a common law trademark than to register one with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. So when you hear me say USPTO, that's what I'm talking about. The third, common law trademark rights can be established in less time than registered trademarks. All that is required is use in commerce. That is it. Also, having a trademark over your corporate name allows you to have control over how that name can be used. So you are using your name in commerce every day anyway, right? So it's no point in us allowing, using that name without having the protection that it needs. The limitations of free common law trademarks. So I want to be transparent with you guys and tell you the ups and downs when it comes to this, or the pros and cons when it comes to this. Because when you do something under common law, it's a little bit more pricier to enforce than if you was to go and register it. However, if you can't afford to get it registered right now, stand on this, because this will work in your area. Okay, this will work in your area. Common law trademarks can provide valuable protection for businesses, but they have limitations. The two most important limitations are geographical and enforcement, as they said in the video as well. It is not going to be able to be enforced in all the states. It may not even be able to be enforced in your entire state. It may just only be able to be enforced in the area that you currently are in, depending on the common law in that area and how far that radius is, okay? So first, common law trademark rights are limited to the geographic area where a mark is used. They are not national, unlike registered trademarks. So a registered trademark, again, is national. Okay? That means that other businesses outside your local region could use your name or slogan, and you will be unable to stop them. So if you plan to expand your business into multiple markets, you should consider registering your trademark with the USPTO. Second, enforcing common law rights is far more complex and expensive in terms of enforcement. For example, a trademark owner must prove ownership, validity, and regions of use. In contrast with registered federal trademarks, these elements of infringement are legally presumed, so enforcement is easier and less expensive. Also, it's presumed that a registered federal trademark is recognized as representing a brand. The surest way to legally own your trademark is to register it with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Federally registered trademarks are stronger than common law trademarks when it comes to enforcement, when it comes to how far that trademark goes. Okay, but this information is still very valuable and you should still take advantage of it before you register your trademark with the USPTO. So right now you are only living where you live at anyway. So use it while you can. You know what I mean? Take advantage of the free common law trademark and use it. And I'm gonna tell you guys how you can use it. It came from David Wynn Miller, actually. All right, so how to get a common law trademark. To establish a common law trademark, you will need to do two things. One, use the mark in commerce, and that's where you will put your full name with the TM symbol behind it. That's it. Second, you're going to demonstrate that it has secondary meaning, which is to say that it has become associated with your brand in the minds of consumers. Yes, you are a walking brand. They created the corporation that is mimicked after your name. So guess what? You're going to use it as a brand. You're going to use it as you're going to act in commerce accordingly. Use in commerce. You have to use the mark in a way that identifies it as being associated with your goods or services. For example, the late great David Wynn Miller suggested that we create a t-shirt company that is named after us. I'm about to tell y'all how to do it. It's very easy. So you're going to create a free website on teespring.com. Let me pull it up real quick. I'm going to read this and I'll pull up the website. Teespring.com. And you're going to create plain t-shirts with your full all caps name on them. Publish the website as if you were going to sell the t-shirts. You ain't even got to tell nobody about this website. You just want to have it on a record. Order one for you to wear. That t-shirt should be worn anytime you have to go to court or anywhere that you feel like they are using your name incorrectly. By you establishing a business from the name that is already incorporated, that allows you to take advantage of the common law trademark. Again, you can also do it with what did I say? Business cards. Let me show you the website for the t-shirts. And it's free, but when you create these t-shirts, let's share my screen. When you create these t-shirts, here it is right here. Teespring.com. You'll go in here, you see it says start creating. It might try to make me log in. I hope not. It is okay. Well, anyway, you'll go in here and you'll start creating. You can make a plain t-shirt with full name on it. It don't gotta be fancy, nothing like that. Just make sure that the name is clear and you have the TM symbol behind it. Okay, you're gonna order one of those t-shirts. By you creating a t-shirt on this platform, you're gonna get a discount on a t-shirt. So you'll probably get it for like $10, $15. You can get one for every member of your family. Whenever you have to go to court, you're gonna put that shirt on. Because they're not even going to be able to use your name in the courtroom once they see that. Okay? Let me stop my share and get back to the presentation. That's Teespring. That's TEESPRING.com. And again, I was trying to find a video with David Wynn Miller saying this, but his videos are so freaking long. I could not find it. He was breaking down, the benefit. Why is it not? Here it goes. He was breaking down the benefit of doing that. I just like to give you guys a lot of different people saying it so that you can know that it's real. Also, like I said, you can make business cards. You don't have to hand the business cards out, but the t-shirt thing is better because it allows you to have a website published. Even if you don't give it to nobody, if you have to pull that website up, it exists and it's free. Okay. I already read this, didn't I? Yeah. All right. So secondary meaning. This can be shown by promoting the mark through advertising and marketing and ensuring that it is used consistently across all your business's communications. This can be done by showing that the mark has been in continuous use for a period of time or that it has become well known among consumers. Again, that's the best thing about having the website. because it's going to appear as if you are using it in commerce, which you are technically every day, but it's going to appear as if you are selling those t-shirts, even if you're not. It is a loophole to everything. That's what these little bar associate members that we call lawyers, legal aids, and attorneys. This is what they know. A lot of this, I'm gonna tell you, the information that I'm giving you guys actually came from a lawyer. So they be telling you without telling you. And those two guys at the beginning of the video were lawyers. So I ain't making this up. I did not create this, okay? All right, so once you have established a common law trademark, you can enforce it against infringements in certain situations. However, note that common law trademarks do have some limitations, as I told you guys again. Nope, I ain't create this. What is a registered trademark? A federal trademark. I can't read sometimes because I be reading every day, all day. All right, let me start over. Let me make sure I'm recording. All right, I am. All right. A federal trademark is an enhanced trademark certified by the United States government. It's an enhanced trademark because it comes with exclusivity and nationwide legal rights, preventing anyone else from registering anything similar for your industry. The United States Patent and Trademark Office, or USPTO, is the federal agency that registers trademarks. What are the benefits of a registered trademark? Federal trademark registration is the ultimate protection for any brand. Any. There's no restrictions on the brand. Any. And you are a brand. There is no higher level. That makes a federal trademark the best insurance against having to rebrand, which we won't be doing because that's your name unless you get married. But I would say if you're not married yet, I wouldn't worry about it unless you're about to get married. Then I wouldn't do it until I have adopted the last name if I'm, as a woman. Here are just some of the reasons why. First, a registered federal trademark is an official confirmation that you own your trademark. Two, a registered federal trademark comes with the immediate, exclusive, and nationwide right to use your mark. That's the TM symbol. Three, a registered federal trademark will prevent anyone else from registering it or anything similar in your industry. Four, a registered federal trademark gives you enhanced protection for domain names and social media platforms and access to Amazon's brand registry. And five, a registered federal trademark gives you the legal right to use the R, which is registered, symbol. When you're using it for common law, you use the TM. When you have it registered, you use the R. Okay? I don't want to confuse you guys. So let's go back. Copyright, you're going to use the C behind your name. And it has to be in all caps. Keep that in mind. The name must be written in all caps because that is the corporation. That's your corporate name. Okay? So the C is for the copyright. The TM is when you are using the common law copyright. The R is when the trademark, the common law trademark. The R is when you registered the trademark with the USPTO. Okay? And again, y'all have the common law copyright affidavit in the Academy and on Patreon. You're going to fill that out and you're going to publish that in your local newspaper. I put the instructions on how to do that in the Academy last week. I mean, no, was it this week? It was this week. And they're detailed instructions. Okay? You just got to read them. I didn't do a video for it. So why register a trademark? You should register a trademark because it is the highest level of protection you can get for a trademark. Registration has benefits that reduce the cost of enforcing your trademark rights and enhances those rights, which can save you money over time. For example, when you register a trademark, you prevent any competitor from trademarking it and taking it from you. Also, trademark registration is official confirmation from the United States government that you own your trademark. That ensures that you will never be forced to rebrand. It is a cost-effective way to protect your brand. Your all caps name is your brand. They created a corporation from your name or the name your parents gave you, and you have been unknowingly acting as that name. Remember, when your given name is combined with the family name, aka the last name, it automatically creates a corporation. You are a corporation in public. So act like it. Protect your rights by protecting your business/corporate name. So this is why knowing the difference between public and private is so important, because I said important because in private, you are the beneficiary name. Can somebody type that beneficiary name in the chat for those who might not know what that is, how it's supposed to write? You can use a sample name. You don't have to put your real name. But remember, it's always lowercase. And your corporate name is your all caps name. Okay? When you have a beneficiary name, and yeah, so that Jane and Doe, it would be lowercase. It can be like the first name. I mean, the first letter can be capital, but it's best when all of the letters are lowercase. It's really enforcing your there you go. It's really enforcing your sovereignty when it's written that way. The reason why you have the first name separated by the hyphen and the middle name separated by the colon is because it is showing that these names don't go together. And the fact that they're all written in lowercase is showing also that you reserve all of your rights, that you are a sovereign. I don't know if you guys remember when I was telling you guys about the capital names and the capital letters, and how each part of the capital, like how they have it set up, is Roman law, right? And we are, there you go. Capitis diminutio, however you say it, diminutio, yeah, those words, yeah, Capitis Maximus, yes. So we have been conquered, America has been conquered by Rome. So we are under Roman law. We are American Roman citizens, and like I said, I think on Thursday, if you guys want, I did want to do a watch party. I have a documentary that I want to show you guys, and I also want to give a presentation really breaking down how corrupt this system is so that it can really like start to click on why we need to come out of it. But we have been conquered by Rome and the Khazarian Mafia. So Rome and the Khazarians are fighting for us. And the Khazarians are the bankers. Okay. And their whole history is them conquering different nations and putting their Federal Reserve banking system in those nations. Every war that took place and every leader that they told you was a horrible leader, and we needed to go over there and fight these leaders because they are dictators, that was a lie. They didn't like those leaders because those leaders were against their Federal Reserve banking system. So what did they do? They lied on them, as they always do, and they got all of these Americans to go over there and fight a war that was not their war. And when they got rid of those leaders in those countries, they then enforced upon the people the Federal Reserve banking system so that they can conquer the world. Okay? So that's the Khazarians, also known today as the Jewish people. And I have nothing against Jewish people, however, because I know it's regular ones who don't know this and who are in the same boat as us. But the ones who are in charge of the way this system is ran when it comes to the banking part of it, they're Jewish, which their real origins is Khazaria. That name is not even on the map anymore. Every time that they conquer a nation, they rewrite the history and change the pictures and change their name to the name of that nation that they conquered. They're very malicious people. So that's why I want to really break all of that down to you. And the best part about this is that before I knew about all of this stuff, I've always been an avid studier of history since I was in high school. History was always my favorite subject. But I just had a feeling when I was learning history, United States history in school, I'm like, y'all is lying. This cannot be true. It's not making sense. And what really clicked for me is when Donald Trump was able to run for president. I was like, oh, y'all is lying, because when I was learning history in school, I was told that a person could only run for president if they were born into that, you know what I mean? And Donald Trump is like a TV star. how is he able to run for president? Right? So those questions start to click for me, and I started to be like, something ain't right. Something y'all learn about something. So I started doing research and I learned about Khazarians. And at this time, that's the time when I was in a Christian. And I was reading the Bible. I studied the Bible front and back, back to front, front and back, back to front. And I'm like, Ronald Reagan, yeah, right. He sure was. He was on Westerns, right? And so I'm like, hold on, it has to be a connection. So it's a book that I'm going to reference for you guys. It's called The 13th Tribe. I recommend you guys to go read it. Now, when I tell you guys to read something, I don't want you to take everything from the book, because that person that wrote the book is still a man and still flawed. And people write books from their point of view, their perspective. So sometimes they tell you half truths. This book has a lot of half truths in it. However, it has a lot of history when it comes to the Khazarians. Yes, that is why Hitler was killing them. That is why. Yes. That is why. Yes, that is absolutely why. But you see what they do? Anytime that a person is not doing what they want them to do because they have acquired so much power, they know how to make a person look bad and defame them and make people hate them. I read one of Hitler's books. I forget the name of it because it was in German, but he was telling a lot of stuff. It was real hard for me to find the book too. Um, but I did a lot of studying about that because I wanted to figure out how they were able to obtain so much power. Most of the billionaires in America are Khazarian by blood. And so we're fighting a battle against some malicious people, but the battle is on paper. They want us to think that the battle is physical. It is not. It's a paper battle. So happy somebody know how to spell that name because I was trying to look it up. It's actually KHA. Let me put it in the chat. Let me see if I can put it in the chat. KHA. It's gonna be hard to find something about these people because they changed their names. Khazarian, like that. And they come from Khazar. Khazar. That is not even on the map anymore. Yep, that is why they own all the industries. That is why BlackRock, Vanguard are the two industries that own everything. And I definitely, like I said, hopefully I can get you guys to come in on Thursday and show y'all this documentary. It's not that long, it's like 50 minutes long, and do a presentation really showing you guys so this is the gist of it. All of the presidents, so the 13th tribe, right? The number 13, right? There are 13 families that they bred through. So we have the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Fords, the JP Morgan Chase, the Vanderbilts, the Bilderbergs. I can't think all of them, but it's 13 families, and those families are all related. They interbreed because they want to keep everything in the family. So cousins have babies by cousins, and yeah, they don't marry outsiders. They want to keep the nobility because they got the nobility from the Moorish people. And the Moorish people were infiltrated. It's crazy. It's a long story. I read in Judge Dill document that the Rothschilds was a cover up for the Khazarians. That's why I said don't read everything with face value. Again, when I was reading that Judge Dale document to you guys in the on the live, I was like, some of this stuff ain't true, but a lot of it is. He can't tell you everything. They would have killed him. He can only give us information, or let's just say he doesn't even know everything. Right? They can only give you truth mixed with lies. That's what they've been doing the whole time. They'll give us half truth and then they lie. And it looks like a spinoff of Barbarian. And why the United States send 3.8 billion to Israel every month? Exactly. Because they're taking care of their family. They're taking care of their families. So all of the presidents are related, including Barack Obama, believe it or not. That's why we can't get wrapped up in the color of someone's skin, because that really doesn't mean anything. I have family members who are white, Okay, my husband, his father is white. So that really doesn't matter. We got to get out of that mindset. That was a program. The whole civil rights era was a program. It was everything was a program so that we could. This is why they repeat Black History Month over and over and over, because they want to keep us sleeping under that spell. They were programs, okay? Why do you think Bill Gates is so involved in the healthcare industry? And he's a computer software programmer. They also called humans hackable animals. They have figured out how to hack the human mind and program it. America is the world's melting pot and always has been, believe it or not. Believe it or not, we come from the same source. We have differences, yes, but we literally, Americans, people who are born on American soil, we are the same. And that's what they don't want us to know. They don't want us to find that part out. That's the secret that they want to keep away from us. Okay? And this is why they're allowing so many other people from other countries to invade this land to distract us. Also to tear the land up. They know, yep, 432 hertz to 440 hertz for mind control. Yes. And in rap music, it is the 808. The 808. That is a programming, low vibrational um uh frequency. So they have been working all right, let me ask y'all a question real quick. I want to get this presentation, but this is why I want to do a separate teaching on this. But I'm gonna get into the presentation after this. How many of y'all from the 80s and 90s? If you were in elementary, middle school in the 80s or 90s, how many of y'all remember when they came into our classrooms and pulled us out one by one to do this little hearing test? How many of y'all remember that? Where they put the earphones on on your ears, and they play the beep, and they tell you whatever side you hear it on, put your hand up, raise your hand. Y'all remember that? Okay, that's when they programmed us in mass. Oh, they did it in the 70s too. See, that's when they programmed us in mass. What they were doing was called MK Ultra. They put a frequency spell on our minds. So they went through the schools to do that. You notice that they never really asked permission from our parents to do that. I don't remember having to take a letter home to my mother asking or father asking them permission for that test to be ran. I just remember them doing it like periodically. It wasn't like a lot of times in a year, but it was like every so like grade or so they would come and do that. And then the scoliosis thing and all of that, yeah. Uh-huh. So that's when they put a mass programming of MK Ultra on us. I said, shoot, they doing a hearing test as soon as we born. Facts. I forgot about that. You are so right. As soon as they do say they want to check the child's hearing. And you know, my question was always, how can you check a baby's hearing? How? This is wild. I'm telling you. And yes, the scoliosis test, the ear tests were done annually. Okay, so they did it in the 70s too. Wow. And y'all were giving fluoride pills? Look at this. You see? Wow. They were putting all types of spells on us, especially around that time, because they knew one thing that they do and operate from. If you know anything about the Khazarians, the Jewish people, but I don't want to say Jewish because some people get offended, so I don't want to use that word. But the Khazarians, one thing about them is that they use the stars. The Romans as well. They use the stars. They use astrology. In the Vatican, they have a very expensive telescope called Lucifer, and they watch the stars. And if you guys know that the Bible is esoteric, excuse me, then you know when they were saying the way that they knew how to find where Jesus was born is through looking at the stars. They know when all of the special ones that's coming through to break this spell, they know when we're born by looking at the stars. This is why they created this hospital birthing system so that they can find out who's coming through. And I don't know if you guys know about or what an indigo child is, but in the 80s and 90s, it was a mass of us coming through. So they had to kind of find a way to get us to go back to sleep by calcifying our pineal glands and putting us under MK Ultra so that we can be sleep in what they call the American dream. Wow, can't trust those peeps. Exactly. No, they just did it. I used to argue all the time. It's crazy. I never knew that. Celebrities be glitching from that program. Absolutely. Yes, they still do it. My daughters recently got one. What? They still do it? Wow. My children don't go to school, so I don't know. Them boys must have known about me. They have no, they know who we are. They take a footprint um from us. They take our soul, literally, when we're born. And as someone said in the chat, they do hearing tests on the infants. They know who we are. This is why they take so those contracts that they sign at the hospital, this is why I had my last child, this is why I had my son at home. Because I found out that they disconnect the child from the placenta fast on purpose because it is some very rich nutrients and that placenta is basically like a map to the person that's born. They take those placentas, but the reason and how they can do that is because our parents signed those documents before they give birth in the hospital. So they take those placentas and do witchcraft on them. They know who we are. And they bank the cord blood. That's right. I remember both my children having hearing tests when they were born. Yeah, it's mandatory. So we have been put under a very deep spell. So when you go to try to talk to some people and they don't understand this or they start treating you a certain way and talking to you a certain way, you got to know this is why. And this information is not for everybody. So there's going to be people that are not meant to wake up. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It's most likely your family and the foreskin from the boys. Absolutely. I had to delay cutting and took my placenta home. Yeah, I didn't cut. I let my son drain all the way out, and I got someone to come to my house and turn the placenta into capsules, and I took them. I didn't want them. I wanted those nutrients. I didn't want them to have nothing to do with those nutrients. And plus, I was nursing my son, so I wanted to be able to give him those nutrients back. But it's deep. So if you guys can dedicate some time on Thursday, we'll talk about that in seriously. I don't want to take up too much time, but we'll go deeper into that if you guys are okay with that. I'll set something up. All right, down for Thursday. Okay. So let me keep going. This rabbit hole is it's not a rabbit hole no more. It's a mountain, a deep mountain. My mind is going listening to this all day. For real. It's not even a rabbit hole no more. All right, so let me move on. All right, so how do you get a registered trademark? You get a registered trademark by filing an application with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or USPTO, the federal agency that registers trademarks. What happens if you don't register a trademark? Not registering a trademark comes with legal financial risk. A competitor can register your trademark for their business and take it from you. You will be forced to rebrand. These are just general things, but these are things that you should want to know, especially when I say they can use your name in court with tickets, all that kind of stuff when you don't register your trademark, because you're going to be able to use that trademark in your region. But say, for instance, you have some issues. Say, like for me, I moved from Maryland and I'm in Texas now, and I want to deal with some stuff back in Maryland. If I only have a common law trademark for where I am now, then it's not going to help me in Maryland if they're trying to come after me for some, some whatever they want to come after me for. Right? You will have limited trademark rights at best. They will be limited to only the geographic areas in which you use your mark. And you may not be able to stop a concurrent user, which is somebody that's going to keep using your name. You will not be entitled to the enhanced damages that owners of registered trademarks can get. So if somebody uses your name and you don't have it registered, it's nothing you can do about it. However, if it's registered and somebody uses it, you can hit them with a lawsuit and get paid for it easily, not even having to show up in court because you have your paperwork. A competitor can earn superior rights in your mark and charge you with infringement. So those bill collectors, courts, police officers can use your name at will however they choose to use it. Now, more on common law trademarks. Make sure I'm recording still. All right. In the United States, you can establish common law trademark rights in a name just by using it to brand your company, products, and or services. Common law trademark rights are limited. However, the best way to protect a name is to register it with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Trademark registration is a way to make sure that no one else registers your mark and takes it from you. Common law trademark. One way to trademark a name for free is by obtaining a common law trademark. This type of protection is established through commerce use. Commerce use and taking important steps to prevent others from using your name. Unlike federal trademarks, common law trademarks do not require any forms or fees, making it ideal for small businesses on a budget, which you would be a small business. However, there are some limitations when it comes to common law trademarks. Two of the most significant challenges are geographical limitations. Like I said, again, I repeat myself for all of the people that are new. It's just so that this information can stick. So you're going to hear me say the same thing a couple times. But I just want to make sure that you fully comprehend it because everybody doesn't learn on the same level. A common law trademark is usually limited to the geographical area where your business operates. This can be a disadvantage if you plan to expand your business and reach new customers across the country. And two, enforcement challenges, because enforcing a common law trademark might be more difficult than a registered one. Without a record of your distinct mark in a government database, disputes could become convoluted and time consuming. So going to court, say for instance, in another state or outside of your geographical area, depending on the common law in that state that you're in, you could probably, say for instance, you're in Houston, Texas, right? And you do common law trademark, but it only, the common law trademark is only for your county. But outside of your county, that trademark doesn't apply, right? So if somebody outside of your county decides that they want to ticket you if you're going on a road trip or something, it's nothing you can do about that other than, we know how to get out of tickets. But my point is you won't be able to go after them for monetary damages for using your name incorrectly. But if you register it, it is a government database. It's on the record showing that no one can use that name outside of you. So the fact that they're using it, you'll be able to go after them for damages. Okay? Why register a trademark? You should register a trademark because it is the highest level of protection you can get for a trademark, confirms your legal ownership of it, and increases its value. Plus, registering your trademark strengthens the legal protection of your mark, which makes enforcing your rights easier and less expensive. Registered trademarks enjoy significantly greater rights and protections than unregistered marks. You should register a trademark because it makes it easier and less expensive to stop copycats and imitators. From what the lawyer said, it sounds like if you want the common law to apply all over, you have to advertise all over. So if you put out a nationwide advertisement, it should apply common law. That's what I got. Well, no, he said it doesn't apply if you were to do it, even if you had a website. He said that's the tricky thing about it because websites, you would think that it covers nationwide, but it don't because it goes off of the common law in that region that you're in. So you still should enforce it, in my opinion. You still should go ahead and take advantage of common law trademark so that you can do it where you are. But I do still think that you should register it so that it'll be on a record. That's what you really want. You want it to be on a record so that it can actually cover you everywhere. Like nobody can use this name, period. Right? Try to use Amazon's name. It don't matter where you are. You can be in Bangladesh. Try to use Amazon's name. They coming after you. So we want to be like those corporations. We're following their model. We got thrown on their game board without the instructions, but now we're figuring them out. So we're going to play the game as it was intended to play. So in the public, that's why you have a government name, because that's your public corporate name. That's your corporation business name. That's why you give people your first and last name. But in the private, you're someone else. In the private, your family doesn't call you by your first and last name. Right? And they taught us this in school. But the way they taught it is they taught us Why do you think they teach you to call your teacher by their last name? It's formal. It's a formality. They call you when they do attendance by your first and last name. It's a formality so that you can get it stuck in your head that you are that formality, but you're not. You're separate from that. So they wanted to brainwash us to make us think that we were the corporate name so that we can act publicly incorrectly. But now that we know that we're not that name and that name is a corporation, we know that we're just Jane. We're not Jane Mary Doe. We're not Jane Doe. We're just Jane or John. So we're in public, we're going to go by that name, but the right way. But in the private, we're just going to go by our actual who we are. Even my worms are like, dang, this is why he's stupid. He's stupid. Boy, you crazy. uh, you should register a trademark because where I'm at, you made me lose my place with your goofy self. Also, trademark registration will prevent competitors from registering your mark and take it from you. Additionally, registering your trademark is a good idea to ensure that you do not infringe on anyone else's trademark. All right. Remember, the United States Patent and Trademark Office is not an enforcement agency, so they don't enforce it for you. It's already on the record. It's up to you to do that. You're responsible for protecting your trademark rights. By registering your trademark, you can significantly reduce the cost of enforcement. Because, like I said, if you go the common law route, which you still should do it. But that's our first option anyway, to go common law. Registering it comes later on down the line. But enforcement, if you have to enforce it, it's more paperwork filing, it's more running around, it's more putting things on the record, which is more costly. All right. Federal trademarks are stronger protection, but with costs. For businesses seeking nationwide protection and legal exclusivity, a federal trademark may be the better option. Obtaining a federal trademark involves registering your name or phrase with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO. This enhanced level of protection offers several advantages. The first one is that nationwide legal rights. A federal trademark gives you exclusive rights. Exclusive meaning only you. No judge, no court, no lawyer, no bill collector, only you. Across the entire country, regardless of the geographical location of your business, which is you. And two, it's easier enforcement because with a federal trademark, disputes are generally more straightforward to manage as there is an official record of your ownership. So it's officially yours. Okay? This is another reason why we want to authenticate the birth certificate on all of those different levels because we're making ourselves the holder in due course. All right? However, when it comes to the cost, there's one essential fact to note. There is no way to register a federal trademark for free. Every application filed with the USPTO must be accompanied by a non-refundable filing fee, which ranges from $250 to $350 per class of goods or services. So I'm going to show you their website in a second. Fees for registering. So much knowledge. Glad we have joined this chat. I'm glad you guys have too. I want you guys to have all of this information so that you can fully navigate in this process because it is a difficult one. The process of registering a trademark includes filing an application with the USPTO. And the USPTO charges a filing fee for every new trademark application. The application fee is currently $250 per class of goods or services that you list in your application. So you're not going to be listing a whole lot of stuff in there because we really aren't selling anything, but we just want to have it on the record. So there is no such thing as a free trademark registration, not just the trademark, but the registration, having it listed on the record with the government. Also, the time it takes to register your trademark may take up to 9 months or a year. So the sooner you start the process, the better. I will show you their website after I present this information. Benefits of trademark registration. These are the benefits of registering it. I just want to give you all sides of the coin. I want to give you the pros, the cons, the ups, the downs, what common law is, what registering is, all of that. So I'm giving you everything. I'm putting it all on the table. These are the top benefits that come with trademark registration. The first one is trademark registration is confirmation of your legal ownership of your mark. It's yours. The R the R symbol, right? Second is trademark registration is the best protection from trademark infringement by competitors. And anybody that's in the public servant ground is a competitor. Three, trademark registration prevents a competitor from registering your mark or anything similar. So nobody can register your name. It belongs to you. With claiming the name. I know you guys heard that before. Claim the name. That's what we're doing. Where I say tradition? Four, trademark registration ensures that your trademark does not infringe anyone else's mark. So it's not going to get in the way of someone else's trademark if they have a similar name or anything like that. Five, trademark registration makes your mark more valuable as a business asset, which is what you want. We want assets, right? We don't want liabilities. Six, trademark registration puts others on notice of your rights in your mark. And seven, trademark registration enhances the value of a company's brand. That's enhancing your value, so you become more valuable. All right. These are the top 10 reasons to register a trademark. Here are the top 10 reasons to register a trademark. The first one is legal ownership. Second is protection from infringement. Third is prevent competitors from registering your mark. Four, easier and less expensive enforcement because it's on the record. Five, verification that your trademark does not infringe. So we know that this trademark is not getting in the way with anyone else. Six, you have exclusive national rights. That means the entire country, no one can use your name. Okay? No one can write a ticket to you. No one can send you a bill. No one can take your name and do what it wants with it. Okay? And I do recommend you register your name in at least 3 variations. So take your time with this because it is costly. But at least get that first and last name registered first. 7, the right to use the registered, that little R in a circle trademark symbol. 8, addition to the USPTO trademark database. So you're going to be added to the United States Patent and Trademark Office trademark database. When Beyonce had her children, she trademarked their names. She didn't want nobody else naming their children what their names is. Rumi, Sir, and Blue. She ain't want nobody else naming their kids Blue Carter, Blue Ivy Carter, Rumi Carter, and Sir Carter. So she went and trademarked their names. So if you try, she's coming after you. Okay. 9, better online protections and access to Amazon branded registry. And 10, it will protect your investments in your brand. You are your brand. You are your investment. You are the creditor. So you want to protect that. All right. That's acting privately. So we trademark the first and last name, not the whole name, the first and last name, because that's the one that they're putting on the bills. That's the one that they will write you tickets with. All right. Facts or frequently asked questions. Before I show you guys that, well, I'll go over this and then I'll show the website. So how much does it cost to register a trademark? The answer is the cost to register to trademark a name is between $250 to $350 per trademark class. This is the cost to submit your trademark application to the USPTO. The easiest way to submit an application to register your trademark is online through the USPTO's Trademark Electronic Application System known as TEAS. Question, what is the cheapest way to trademark? The answer is there is a free option to get a trademark for your name, logo, or phrase. The way to get a free trademark is to establish common law trademark rights by using your mark to brand your business, products, or services. Common law trademark rights have limitations, but they can offer some protections for names, logos, and phrases. So remember, I told you, go on teespring.com, create you a little phony t-shirt with your full name on it, but you at least the first and last name, if you don't do the whole name, at least the first and last name with the TM symbol, not the R because it's not registered, the TM symbol. Order you one of those shirts at a discount, and whenever you need to show up in the courtroom, you wear that shirt and publish that website. It's free. Look at you. You said I already didn't order the sample. Look at you. You on point. You did that quick. It was. Tell them how easy it was, and tell them that it's free. All right. So let's take a look at their website. Now we're gonna go and look at their website. If I already have a website, you sure can. If you already have a website, you sure can. Just get your design for the shirt. You sure can. Definitely. All right. Let me stop my screen real quick. Let me pull this website up for you guys. And I want to show you from the horse's mouth how that works. All right. So this is their website. It is uspto.gov/trademarks/trademarks -fee -information. So this is what their website looks like. And it says trademark fee information. The complete trademark fee chart. We'll go to that. Oh no, this is it right here. No, that's not it. What is this? Oh, this is about patents and stuff. We ain't talking about patents right now. All right, so initial application fee for electronic filing right here. You have the T's option 1 T's plus, which is $250 per class of goods or services, and then you have the option 2 T standard, which is $350 per class of goods and services. The cost of attaining a trademark varies depending upon the filing basis selected and which initial application form is used. Each of these filing options have specific requirements that impact the fee amount. There are certain factors used to calculate the filing fee for an initial application, and you should be familiar with these factors before accessing the new application forms. So one is the number of marks. Only one mark may be filed per application. If you have multiple marks, they require separate applications, each with its own filing fee. They just try and make money, bro. I don't know why they would even. Dang, I already have a trade for my belt brand, and it just reached the opposition phase on Monday. That's what's up. That's good. You already have a trade. That's so you're already familiar with this process. So that Zach, you can probably help people walk through this, to make it a little easier for them since you already been through it. That's good. And then 2, you have the number of marks. You must pay for each class of goods and or services in the application. For example, if the application is for 1 mark, but the mark is used on goods in 2 different classes, such as computer software in class 9, which we won't be doing, and t-shirts. Do you see this? Class 25. And that's what you want to register as a t-shirt. Then a filing fee for 2 classes is required before the application could be approved. And then 3, you have application filing option T's plus and T standards, what I already told you guys about up here. And it says possible additional fees for intent to use applications is requesting extension of time to show you use of mark. If not part or initial application is $125 per class, and or showing use if not part of initial application is 100 per class. So say for instance you are already enforcing it and you want to get that on record, you have to pay another $100. Okay. After mark registers, you're going to file a declaration of use after 5 years. Section 8 declaration, that's $225 per class. So this is after 5 years, you're going to pay $225 if filed before the grace period. Filing declaration of use after 5 years, Section 8 declaration combined with declaration of incontestability, Section 15 declaration, that is going to be $425 per class. This is after 5 years have passed. The next one is filing declaration of use and application for renewal every 10 years. This is just ridiculous what they charge, but I just want you guys to see. Combined Section 8 declaration and Section 9 renewal. That's $525 per class. Again, we're only going to have 1 class, so maybe it depends. I gotta go through it. I'll go through it more and I'll let you guys know, but it's gonna take me some time to go through that full website. But right now, I'm telling you this so you can know it. But I still want you guys to enforce the common law trademark rights on your name. Get you some business cards and them t-shirts made. That's the least you can do to get this, to enforce that. We only got to worry about our region right now. Okay? So do what you can. Do not stress out about this. This is not a rush. You don't have to rush to do it. Just trying to make bread. Money is all. That's all I know. And it just seemed like everything is just getting more and more expensive. It's like adding fees. But don't worry about this right now. We're gonna get to this because when we're recouping money from all of these alleged debts, money ain't gonna be a thing. You're gonna be able to pay this easily. Okay? So don't worry. It's just $35 a class for the name. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. It's like the airline and them damn suit for real. You think you exactly. I have t-shirts and cards because my name look at you. Linda already on it. You've been doing a lot of stuff, Linda. You see? We are our brand. So it's good that you're walking in there already. For you, this is easy. You're already enforcing your common law trademark rights. So that is wonderful. If you ever have to go in the courtroom, you put that shirt on. You wear that shirt. Make sure that symbol is behind it, though, the TM symbol. And then they have the filing declaration of incontestability, which is section 15 declaration, which is 200 per class. And then it says additional fees will be required if filing within the grace period. A more detailed explanation, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you guys this website too, so y'all can look through it as well. Let me stop the share real quick so I can put it. Matter of fact, I can put it in the chat right here. I'm going to put this in the chat. I'm going to put all of the websites in the chat so that you guys can, cool, I will get some more. Awesome. So that you guys can go and read through it at your leisure, you know, in case you want to really figure out, you know, what this is. And then they tell you the methods of payment, which you can pay credit card, USPTO discount account, deposit accounts, ETF via ACH debit. So that's when you give them your routing account number and they take the money, and they do ACH credit. And credit cards, accepted Visa, MasterCard, Discover. They take all forms of payment except food stamps. We do not. Oh, and cash. Yeah, because y'all know cash ain't nothing. They want some type of contract that they can securitize. How do we enforce it for bills? Hold on, we're gonna get to that. So, once you register it, you have it on the record. So you would send that notice, at least a copy of it, to the what's it called? The main headquarters and the CEO of those corporations. That's how you're going to enforce it. But it's only after it is registered. We're going to be trademarking our name right now on the common law for courts and stuff like that. I have not figured out how to enforce it for bills when it comes to common law, but I'm diligently searching. So just the t-shirts and the t-shirts and business cards, or one or the other. The t-shirt is I'm really stressing because if you ever have to show up in the courtroom, you're gonna wear that shirt. I'm gonna also see if I can find that video where David Wynn Miller is breaking down how that works and how it would go. So that I'm gonna see if I can find it. But I think the video like 9 hours long, so you really got to dedicate your time to watch it. How should we handle previous LLCs as well as future businesses we plan to start while on this journey? You will also use the common law trademark for those as well. And you want to do that for your logo, your business name, everything that is a business for you, you want to use that trademark until you can afford to pay for it to be registered. You want to use common law trademark rights. And then it says that refunds are generally unavailable. So that means they don't give money back. Fees paid are generally not refundable by the USPTO. Registration is not automatic and requires legal review by an examining attorney. So please take all necessary steps to ensure your mark is entitled to receive a trademark registration before filing an application, because once you pay the money, you're not going to get it back if you mess up. So don't rush this, like I said. Right, but they don't. Can she register with the state for her LLC? Yes. Yes. So that is the fee. Now I'm going to give you guys the wait time, the processing time for these things. Like I stopped sharing my screen for a second. Let me look this chat. It mentions wearing your name on a t-shirt. Yes. Good job, Bobby. Everybody, go read the UCC Connection. I got that book in the academy, and I also have it on Patreon. Go read that book. That's what it does say that in that book. I forgot all about that. Yes, that is the best way to enforce your common law copyright copyrights. Why I keep saying copyright? Common law trademark rights. Excuse me. Copyright stuck in my head. You want to do a copyright, common law copyright too, but the common law copyright is the one to keep you in prayer. The common law copyright is the one that you're going to publish in the newspaper. All right. How should we handle previous LLCs as well as future businesses we plan to start while on this journey? I addressed that already. You're going to do the same thing. The business cards, for those previous LLCs or any businesses, and you having websites and stuff like that where you have consumers, that is going to be you enforcing your common law trademark rights. You can also get a copyright on those as well by publishing it in the newspaper. That's the free way to do it. That's the common law way to do it. Let me pull up the processing time now. And I'm gonna put that in the chat for you guys too if you want to go check that out. Cause and then y'all charge all this much money and you gotta make me wait this long. Look how long it is. It says trademark processing wait times. We are currently examining new applications submitted between July 28th, 2023 and August 11th, 2023. So they're still on last summer applications. It says for average trademark wait times, see the tables below. The tables below show the average wait times for new applications in each stage of the examination or registration process. Your wait time may be less than the average or longer than the average. There are many factors that impact how long it takes to examine a trademark filing. You may be able to shorten your wait time by following these tips for avoiding processing delays. So definitely y'all want to read that when y'all ready to do this. New applications appear in the trademark status and document retrieval system documents tab before review by an examining attorney. Applications filed under Madrid protocol with a trademark that has a design or stylization, such as stylized wording or an image, may take a little longer to appear in the trademark status and document retrieval system. So that's where you would get your documents once it goes through, proving that you have a trademark. But the time between filing new trademark application and the first examining action in the trademark status and document retrieval record, the average time is 8.3 months. The target is 8.4 months. So it takes time. The time between filing new trademark application and trademark registering or application abandoning, it takes 14.6 months, and the target is 14.4 months. So it takes quite some time. As you can see, they're still processing applications from last summer. Okay, and then it says the difference between average wait times and current examination times. And then it has the trademark processing times, telling you if you do T's, it's 81 days, but the target is 10 days. And then amendments and corrections, intent to use, petitions, post-registration, assignment, and renewals. Renewals takes 148 days, but the target is 90 days. All right. And then if you have any questions, you can reach out to them and they'll help you, whatever. But yeah, I put the website in the chat so you guys can go and check that out. Working on this week, it's always something with these people. Facts, it is. It took 1 year to be seen by a trademark attorney, then 9 months for processing. Then, like I said, I reached the opposition phase last Monday. Wow. It takes a while. Definitely don't want to wait. Exactly. It take a long time. They charge all that damn money and they move slow like that. Exactly. That's how, and I'm gonna show y'all the last one, and then we're gonna get into the Q&A. The last one here is for copywriting. Remember, I was gonna tell you, I was gonna show y'all if you wanted to register your copyright. Oh, let me share. Let me put that. I put it in the chat, but I didn't press the enter button so it can go through to y'all. There it is. That's the timeline right there. All right, so this is the trademark, patent, and copyright website. This is where you'll go for, let me copy that. This is where you'll go if you want to register your copyrights with them. And it's right here. It says what's legally protected, the copyright right here. Honestly, you don't need to do the copyright because the copyright is normally for like intellectual property. It's something that you created, like a book or music, photos, paintings. You don't really have to go through that. But if you want to, you can. As long as you do common law copyright and publish it in your newspaper, you should be fine when it comes to your name on that level. What are the benefits of federal protection? And it just tells you all of that kind of stuff. So trademark or brand is telling you everything you need to know. So I put that in the chat as well. And then if you guys wanted to go and read through more about trademarking and all of that, no better way but to read it directly from their website. All right. So let's get into the Q&A. Get back on my screen. I need a new computer. This thing is slow. All right. Q&A. So if you ask the question, like I said, prior to Thursday, April 11th, then it is here. Is the name on the t-shirt all caps? Yes, yes. The name is all caps and it has the TM symbol behind it. It is all caps. Like I said, if you don't have to worry about the middle name as much, as long as you're getting that first and last name all caps with the TM behind it. All right. So Q&A, you ask the questions, I provide the answers. So this is the first question. Hold on, let me move this other way. In reference to your dismissed traffic tickets on YouTube, can I use this method with a ticket that one has already been to court for? The ticket was for no insurance on a car that was not mine or registered to me, was placed on probation until fine and court costs is paid in full, but never reported to probation since court or paid fines and fees. The answer to this is that if you already took responsibility as the debtor, you are now obligated to pay. Remember, they are adhesion contracts, and when you consent, you are in contract with them. So by you going to court, you already basically gave up your jurisdiction and you went in as acting as a debtor. So this is why they tried to make you go to probation and saying you have to go into the finest paid. The fact that you didn't show up to probation is actually going to be a detriment to you because then they can go after filing a warrant for your arrest. So you should just pay it for now because you'll be able to get it back. You'll be able to get everything that they took from you back. So I would, since you already are so deep into it, I would just go ahead and get it out the way so I wouldn't have to go sit in prison or for, something as stupid as this. And they charge your estate. Exactly. They still getting the money either way. Don't skip probation. Exactly. Do not skip probation. You will go to jail. You will go to jail. They adult napping. Facts. They will come to your house with a arrest warrant, or if you have a traffic stop, something, they'll pull you over because they run your tags and they will put you in jail. So definitely, because you already took the responsibility, pay it. You can get the money back. You can learn more about enforcing your rights as a sovereign. You can choose how you want to go about it once you obtain the knowledge of the law. So I definitely suggest that you do more studying when it comes to your situation because like I said at the beginning, I know a lot, but I don't know everything. I do know that once you go to court, you are in an adhesion contract with them. So you got to hold up to your end of the deal now. The next question is, in chat, I asked about removing a freeze to apply for an apartment. You answered to remove core logic, but what will happen if there is balance owed to an apartment in regard to approval or denial? And I never received the freeze pin number. The answer is, I answered this question in the previous study session, but I'll answer it again. This is the last time I do that. But if you freeze core logic and then apply without telling them your previous address, and it has to not be on your credit. So if that old apartment is on your credit, then they're going to see it. But if it hasn't been put on your credit, then you can use like a friend or a close relative address and say you live with them. You can use that as the previous address and they'll just call them or verify with them. Honestly, I've done that and they don't ever really call the person. I always just let the person know, like you might get a phone call or somebody reach out to you, but they never do. They just be trying to fill the vacancies. So you can go about it that way. Or if you haven't received a freeze pin from CoreLogic, you need to give them a call. You need to call them and get somebody on the phone and they'll do it right then and there on the phone. But like I said, if it's not showing on your credit, you're fine. But if it's showing on your credit, then you want to get that removed off your credit. And you can do that easily. We'll be probably talking about some quick credit stuff too in a coming study session because while we're going through this process, it still will be good to get stuff removed off your credit. And now that you know that you're sovereign and you know how to handle certain things, getting stuff removed off your credit is a bit easier. Question. My bro had to go to the hospital and then got sent to the psychiatric ward. He been in there for more than 2 weeks and now in probate and not letting him discharge. Is there some legal route or anything I can do to get my bro out? This is my answer, and I'm just being honest. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. This is why I say that you guys must study the law on your own so that you can learn how to enforce it. I don't have an answer for you on this other than to begin studying law, because you can't do anything for your brother unless he makes you POA, which is power of attorney. Because if he tries to do something, the fact that they put him in a psychiatric ward, they're going to look at him as being mentally incapable of doing it. He's incompetent in the eyes of the law to be able to do anything for himself when it comes to enforcing the law. So he would literally have to make you POA for you to be able to do anything for him. So probably try working on that. Question. How do you know when you fully an American national? Answer. With the updates to the status correction course, you will order certified copies once you obtain your passport status. So you're going to order certified copies of your passport records. And those passport records are going to show your corrected status. So that is how you will know. The secure party process way, it was just a lot with that. That's why I was like, we got to find another way, because nobody's going to get through this. Now I see why so many people who was going through the secure party process way, like, I did everything and I still don't know what to do. I see why. It just was too much, like, and it was confusing. And then when you get to the end, it's like, so how am I supposed to recoup the abandoned funds? So we don't have to go through all of that anymore. That is not the only way. There are more than one way to skin a cat. If you need a passport right now, do you mean right now, but arrears of child support in the way, what would you do to get your passport? You can get that child support dismissed. I have a separate little thing that I got on my, what is it called? Link tree about child support. Child support is unconstitutional, especially the type of child support that 90%, 99% of men and women are in today. It is unconstitutional, and it has been ruled several times by the Supreme Court that is unconstitutional because it's administrative. And they're acting as lawyers, and they don't have the grounds to do that. The reason why you're paying child support is because you did not, when they first sent you initial notice, you didn't respond to it, letting them know that you don't agree, you don't consent. That's all you had to do to get out of it. But I have a way in that course. It's not an academy or anything. It's a separate thing you had to get. But it tells you everything you need to know, and it has the forms that you're going to do to file a motion for dismissal. And you're also going to go and file discovery on the other parent that's collecting the child support. Because since you want child support from me, I need to know where the money is going. So I need everything from your bank account for the last however long he or she has been getting the child support. I need to know where that money has been going. So I need I need your rent, I need your bank statements from however long. I need all of that to prove that this money is going toward the child and not you. So it's definitely easy ways to get out of child support. You're gonna order that information is in the academy, where you're gonna order them from. It's the first video. Go watch it again. But yeah, child support is unconstitutional. Silence is acquiescence. That's right. If you don't say nothing, they will assume that you consent. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna put it in the chat when I finish with this. I got you. Yes, it's unconstitutional. It's a guy who, and I talk about that, and it's an ebook. It's actually not a course. It's a book. So you got to read it, and it comes with every document that you need. Literally, you got the dismissal, the discovery, the Supreme Court case. Like you're gonna be well educated about how wrong child support is by the time you're done reading that book. And it's not a long read, so it won't take you like it won't take you not even a month to read. You probably can read it in 2 days, 1 day, 2 days. One day, if you are dedicated, you can read the whole thing. It's not a really long book because it's simple, short, straight, and to the point. So if you like how I present this information when I'm doing everything else, then you're gonna like that. Yeah, I'll send you the link for it. My son been incarcerated for almost a year. I've been putting funds in his account, and they took it. What? How? Everybody that has children that are incarcerated, have them make you their power of attorney, please. If you do that, then you can do this process for them and get them out. Please have them make you the POA. No, it's not. It's not in the course. No, it's not in the course. It's oh wait. Oh yeah. You right. I'm sorry. You right, Zach. The child support thing is not in the course. That's separate. That's a separate thing of its own. You gotta get. What website can you order the pass? Yeah, that information is in the course. Go back and watch the first video, and I tell you about that information. So, but you're not going to be able to do it until you get that passport and stuff and you're at the end. So don't worry about it. That's why I said you guys won't have to. They put a lien on an account. Oh no, get him to make you the POA so that you can get him situated, because a lot of most people are in jail for victimless crimes, which mean they don't belong there. They don't belong there. I have the right to face my accuser. And according to common law, which is supreme law that been ruled by Supreme Court several times, if there's no injured party or property, I should not be being detained. I'm only, and the reality of it is that you're only being detained because you are a paycheck to them. They're taking from your estate as long as you fill that cell. Do y'all know how much it costs to fill a cell? This is why the prison industrial complex was the thing. What about a victim crime like a body? Oh no, no, no. If you got a body, you know. If it's a witnesses, evidence against you, bodying somebody, nah, you in jail. You ain't getting out, even if it was a mistake. Yeah, it's a victim. But victimless crimes like selling drugs and ain't nobody dying, ain't got no bodies from it. Stealing, well, not stealing when it stealing is a thin line. Like breaking and entering is bad because it's property that you're damaging. Stealing someone's car is bad but stealing from a store like Walmart or something, there's no victim. Like shoplifting, there's no victim. Because the corporation cannot stand on its own. A corporation has no voice. A corporation has nobody to talk for it, so it needs representatives who weren't there. So they can't tell anything, even if it's on camera. It's not a victim. It's not property. It's a corporation. And those courts, those Article 3 courts, the administrative courts that got you paying child support and all of that stuff, they are administrative. I did a presentation about this on YouTube. Y'all need to go check it out. Let me stop sharing real quick. Let me get these links for you. I want you to go watch that video. You don't got to do it now, but when you get some free time, I want you to go watch that video about how the administrative courts are illegal and unconstitutional. Let me get that for you. Because a lot of people don't belong in prison and they can get out. So if you have any children that are in prison right now, you need to have them make you their power of attorney ASAP. Because there's no reason why they should be incarcerated if there is no victim or no damaged property. That's the video. And then the link for the child support thingy. Let me get that. And when I first started studying child support, when I was making this ebook, I was like studying child support for a while before I decided to do it. Because so many, mainly it was men, but so many of them were like, do you have anything for child support? And I was like, I really don't. So I started looking into it and I'm like, whoa, really? This a sham too? So get your full comprehension when it comes to the administrative Article 3 court system, and you're gonna be a beast. I promise you. Child support is more than goofy. It is a way that they digging in your trust. They digging in your trust, the child trust, and the mother's trust, and only giving her not even half. Watch when you read the book. You're gonna be like, what? All right, so let's get past this one. So the next question is, how long does it take for the IRS to discharge the debt to see the change on your credit report? Answer. The time it takes varies. Once you file your Form 56 for the company you wish to cancel debt with, you must wait 10 days. After the 10 days, you will then file a 1099-C and a 1041-V. The 1099-C will cancel the debt, and the 1041-V tells the IRS to pay you the alleged owed amount. So when you do that 1041-V, you're going to do that in a negative amount, letting them know they have to cut you a check. The IRS can take time. I'm just being real with you because most of the IRS buildings are empty. And they're hiring third-party companies to operate the IRS, which is freaking crazy. I also want to show y'all something about the IRS being able to go into your bank account. If you're a taxpayer, they've been illegally going into people's bank accounts and looking at their funds so that they can come and say, oh, you owe such and such in taxes. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can show y'all the video after this. Let me get through this and I'm gonna see if I can find it. It's actually on the news. It's on Fox. So this is some real stuff. They're hiring third parties to do the work. So it can take time. Ever since the pandemic, a lot of the workers didn't want to go back to work. And the ones that are mostly working from home and they not really doing their job as they should. And they have an overload of work. So it ain't gonna take a year or nothing like that, but it can take time. Especially if you don't file these forms correctly. Is there a way to stop them from going into your account, becoming not a taxpayer no more, electing out, revocation of election? See, happy my safe and under my bed, I can trust, never trust a bank. That's right. Banks is not right. And I literally just did a revocation of election because I didn't know how to do it. But I just literally did it. So I'm proud of myself. I did not know how to do it. I was trying to figure out how, and it's so freaking simple. And I showed you guys, so y'all got to do it. And it won't take taxes from your pay anymore if you're working. You next. You don't got to be happy for me. You next. You next. All right, so the next question is how will we be refunded for recoupment for all the blank securities that were issued on our behalf? These are good questions, by the way. The answer is you will file a 1041-V, and that document tells the IRS where to send those funds. So they're going to mail them to you. But this is why you need to establish those three the estate, the trust, and the private bank, because you're going to be using them to go do it for you. Your all caps name cannot do it for itself because the all caps name is a corporation and it needs a representative. It needs an agent, right? So you're going to create three separate entities with three separate EIN numbers that are different from yours. And they are going to be able to go and do this for you. So definitely you want to get those SS4 forms filled out as soon as possible and get those EIN numbers as soon as possible so that you can start recouping. The time it takes, honestly, it's dependent upon you. I've been saying that since the beginning. Some people get information and sit on it. Some people start executing right away. So it really just depends on you. But you definitely want to get those SS4 forms filled out and get those EIN numbers first. And you can start acting on them. And they are the trust, guys. That is the trust. The trust has already been created. You just need entities that don't share your social security number to go and take from those trusts. And I just added to the private banking course how to pay yourself. So definitely y'all want to go check that out. Now, the question is, when sending out the packets to the heads of local departments, do I have to make one copy of Live Life Claim, or I have to send 5 different, one with DNA sample? The answer is the Live Life Claim is mailed to you, no one else. You are only mailing it so it can be on the record. You do not mail this document to anyone else but yourself via certified mail. That's the only reason why you're doing it, is to prove that you're a living being and it is on the record. If you try to mail DNA samples to other people, you will go to prison. That is illegal. So you're not sending a Live Life Claim to anyone. You're sending it to yourself so it can be on the record, and you're going to wear it on your chest, literally. That's a lot of salt. You're gonna wear it on your chest. Like I can show you like videos of people. They get these little clear little like badge holders, and after they get it back, they fold it and put it inside of that. So and wear it around their neck with like a necklace. So wherever they go, they're proving that they're living. Y'all going to jail. Yeah, do not send that DNA to anyone but yourself. And definitely don't do blood or saliva. Please don't do that. You'll go to prison just for that alone. So you just send them a copy of, no, you don't send anybody a copy. No one gets a copy of your Live Life Claim. The Live Life Claim is only for you to have it on record that you are a living being. You sending it literally to yourself. Yeah, give me 1 second. I got you. Let me get through this. All right, so the next question is, do you suggest we get all our documents done as far as inputting our information in and get them all notarized at once, or you suggest an easier way? Yes, it makes more sense to finish all documents and then file them, then try to file them one by one. Because trying to file them one by one can make you do stuff wrong or get confused. I just feel like you should focus on getting them all filled out first and then sending them off next. Make a process out of it so it can make sense for you and how your brain processes things. The only ones I suggest you file immediately is anything dealing with opting out from being a taxpayer. You need to get that done ASAP. You want all your money that you work for, opt out from do permanent election, revocation of election. You don't want to pay taxes no more. I must tell you, once you do this, it's permanent. You cannot backtrack from it. Also, you will not ever be able to get a tax return. But who cares? We don't care. The next question is, I was a bit confused about when you said publish my document in the newspaper. I've never did that. Can you explain a bit more in depth? At this time, I didn't have the information in there, but I said, this is when Google becomes your best friend. But no, I just added it in the academy. So, you can go and look at that in the academy. Or the document printed on legal bond paper. Yes. All right, Zach, you can come in real quick.
It was just back with the other question because I know that the status correction changed, and it did say to send out copies of those forms to the local heads of government. That's why I asked.
Oh yeah. Nope. So all of that document sending and stuff, you can do that if you want to, but it is no longer necessary because we're canceling the big contracts now. We just going after it the big way. Yeah, the other way was the secure party process, which I dread. Because it is very tedious and it's so much paperwork and it's so much filing and sending and mailing, and you don't have to do all of that. If you cancel the big contracts and you get that passport, you get those certified copies of your passport records showing your status, you good.
So it's just the getting the county recorder to record the common law copyright.
Yeah, or you got two options. You can get the county recorder to do it, or you can do the newspaper option, get the affidavit of publication, then take that affidavit of publication to the county recorder and have them record the affidavit of publication.
Which is easier.
Which is easier, exactly.
Right. Okay.
There you go. Yep. So it's just really up to you which way you want to go about it. So you just fill out the passport and don't send the other documents. So start from the beginning. If you were already all the way down, start over. Start over. Watch the first video, and you'll see that it's so simple now. Everything that I had in there before, erase it and start fresh, because all of that paperwork filing was confusing people. And I started to be like, it got to be another way. So I started digging for more. And I found an easier way. So I made it so simple that you can get this done in 3 to 6 months, not longer. All right. It's so simple. Even taking yourself out of doing the taxes is simple. What if we do not do an amendment? Can we still send the W8B in? I need you to elaborate on that question. Yeah, see, even Zach said it. It's way simpler. It's like it's so much less riffraff. Does the revocation of election remove you from filing business taxes too? So when you're gonna go about your businesses from now, once you get those foreign grantor trust, estate, and private bank, you're going to utilize business under those, and they are going to be non-taxpayers. So the foreign grantor trust is where you want all of your business to be under, because that is not a taxpayer. It's foreign. It's outside of the jurisdiction of the United States. So in W8BN form, part 2, question 9, it says read instructions for W8BN. That's how I send it to my HR. Yep. So read the instructions. I still want you guys to have an understanding on the form itself. And like I said, I am going to do a walkthrough for that form, because I've done walkthrough videos for the Form 56s. So sometime this week, I'm going to try to get a walkthrough in for the W8B and the W4. So just still read the instructions, but I'm gonna try to get a video out this week that is like going through how you're gonna do it and explaining it like those other videos. So excuse me. So just fill out the renewal passport if you are, yes. If you already have a passport, you're going to renew the passport that you have. Yes. And I also found out that you can get your passport at your local library. And somebody else said something, I think it was Theo. He said somewhere else. I can't think. Where was the other place he said you can get the passport that I didn't know? It was somewhere else. Too bad I just mailed those secure party. It doesn't matter. Even if you did the secure party process, that's fine. It's cool. Don't worry. You're actually going to have extra layers of protection if you wanted to have it recorded, all over. But you don't have to do that anymore. You don't. Crazy. My text just called me about taxes while I was on the call. Told him I relocated. Oh, wow. That's crazy. All right, so this is the next question. Is there a course on trust setup, or how do I gain access to the previous trust classes? Yes, the private banker course is available for enrollment and teaches you everything you need to know about establishing your trust. But trust class 1 through 4 also details in depth all about the trust, and they will be sold as a bundle once trust class 4 is over. Oh, Mitchell, is it Mitchell? Mitchell, the child support course is 50% off too. So let me put the use this discount code and you'll get it for half off. So it's like $25. Uh, Post office Staples. There are other locations as well. Yeah, it's a lot of places. That's the discount code right there. I just put it in there. And the link is in there too. I'll copy it and put it back in there. All right, next question. On your discharge course, I noticed you mentioned we don't have to be done with status correction to start. Are there particular do's and don'ts you suggest while we're still in the status process and still trying to discharge that? Yes, that's correct. However, I believe that if you want to be completely free, you should correct your status. You still can go about establishing the estate, the foreign grantor trust, the estate, and the private banking. You need to file the SS4 forms and send them out and get those EIN numbers. And I must tell you that you only can get one EIN number per week, so send one out at a time. I say get the foreign grantor trust out the way because that's the one where you got to call them on the phone if you want the number the same day. And if you're not good with it, then just mail it, but it's going to take longer. Mailing takes 30 days. Faxing takes 4 to 5 business days, and calling on the phone for the foreign grantor trust is immediate. Sometimes they don't give you the number though, so it depends on who you get on the phone because some of those people be true b-holes. So there's templates for the trust too. I got some from the website from the SPC video. Yes, you can do trust documents, but none of that is really necessary anymore. I promise you, we don't gotta do all of that stuff no more. Getting it now. Awesome. We don't have to do all that no more. If you got somebody that you want to leave things to and all of that, then yes, you should have those documents set up. But no, we don't got to do all of that stuff no more. It's way more simplified, less paperwork, less headache. I would like to know, how do you deal with insurance after you can get a surety bond, or you can the surety bond is the easiest way, to be honest, because if you do get an accident and it's your fault, the accident is gonna already be taken care of with the bond. You pay that every month or so. Somebody in here has one. Is this Shanika? Shanika got one. I forgot how much she said she pays a month, but some states don't allow you to do it, but most of them do. Most of them do. Shaniqua, yeah, yep, she got one. I got the information in the course. So go to the part where it says surrender. When you get to the part where it says surrender your driver's license, everything that you need to know about the surety bonds, the states that do it, all of that is in there. How you get it, all of that, that's in there. Make sure you get a foreign EIN address for the foreign grantor. Okay, so this is what I did. You don't actually you don't have to go and get an address. You can just use a random address. You find a non-Hague country and you can use that random address. The mail is not going to go there. You're just using that address. It's like a loophole. You're just using that address so that it will be outside of their jurisdiction. So you don't have to the mail is still going to come to you domestically. So it'll still come to your home. So you ain't got to worry about that. You just using a legal loophole. The IRS works for us, believe it or not. They taught us to be afraid of the IRS. They taught us that the IRS is a scary place and they can do all of this and they only can do what you consent to, and they only know what you tell them. This is why they started working directly with corporations, so the corporations can tell them who's making money. That's why Biden, little geriatric self, got into office and made it where if you making 600 or more, it don't matter if it's a side hustle or not, those corporations directly send that payment information to the IRS. So that's just giving up all our freaking jurisdiction on top of the point that the IRS is looking at our bank accounts, which is crazy. But if we elect to not pay taxes anymore, they don't have that type of they don't have that type of power anymore. The trust is a foreign grantor trust in the estate and a private bank. The estate, all of them are going to be named after you in some variation, all caps. My foreign grantor trust is my first, middle, and my marriage last name. Okay? For real, Biden little retarded. He need to go and have a nice retirement. He can't even do a speech. I swear. Question. In regard to private banking, are we doing both the Form 56, Form 56F before the SS4, or one or the other? I have set up the course with everything you need to know and do. Please do not rush through it and read everything carefully. Now, let me say this. The Form 50, you got the option in the course, the way I have it set up. You do have the option to fill out the Form 56 without having those trusts set up. So you still can get things rolling before you get those SS4s. So I did set it up where you still can gain or change the fiduciary relationship with your debtors, because you're not the debtor, right? You can change the fiduciary relationship with your debtors in your current status, in your current name right now. So those Form 56s and 56F is for that purpose. Then once you get that done, I do still urge that you do those SS4s and get that out the way. Set up that estate, set up the private bank, set up the foreign grantor trust. But you still can do those Form 56s. That's on the so it's the video. I think I got the private and public video. Then I have the video I think it's a private and public video. And the next thing is Form 56 for those who have not set up their trusts yet. You can do that stuff that's in there if you don't have it yet. Take your time. Okay? Also, I want to let you guys know I will not answer questions that I've already answered. So if I already provided an answer to it, I'm not going to answer it again because that's unfair to other people who have never answered questions before. So you guys must take your time and read everything. Yes, the Form 56 for every credit card, car loan, mortgage, all of it. You're going to Form 56 because you're changing they are in charge of your estate. You're taking that responsibility back. I want to be the trustee. I don't need you to be the trustee because the trustee is the one who makes the decisions for the beneficiary. And they're supposed to make the decisions that benefit the beneficiary, but they're not benefiting the beneficiary. They're benefiting themselves. So I'm taking that responsibility back by creating these entities that are going to act as fiduciary, and I will be the beneficiary acting as the agent of those entities so that we're going to come and take things back. 27 forms. Damn, you got 27 credit cards? You got to learn how to manufacture spend. I got to teach you how to manufacture spend so you can get some free money and free things, like good stuff that you can resell. That's what we were doing. We were getting designer shoes and colognes and perfumes and bags and selling them to consignment shops out here in Texas. So the question here, and we was getting it for free based off the credit points. Cool. So take your time with that stuff, Mitchell. It's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, what? That's all I had to do? But it's okay because you still can get out of it. And it's gonna cause her to have to show what she's doing with that money for as long as she's been getting it. Because a lot of these, I don't mean to say this, but a lot of these women put the women and men. It's both. I'm not putting the blame on one gender. Women and men. A lot of parents put the other parent on child support because they are upset about how the relationship ended. It's done out of spite. So, yeah. Question. I know people personally that's paying child support that does excellent with their children and still paying child support. Like, that's not fair. All because y'all didn't work. Facts. Like, listen, that's what I always say. You knew they was a trash bag before you had a baby with them. You couldn't clean the trash. The trash gonna be trash. You can't change it. Your heart get involved and you start thinking, well, it's gonna be different with me. No, it's not. It ain't. It's not. You cannot change trash. Trash is always going to be that. If I suspend my academy account for now and decide to go back to it, will it be able to pick up where I left off? I'm not. I think so. I don't know. I think you should be able to. I think you should. I don't know if there is an option for you to pause it or not. If it's an option for you to pause it, then maybe, yeah, I think you can. But I honestly don't know about that part because I have no control over that part. I wish I did so I could have the answer, but I really don't know. No cap, I couldn't keep up with the debt, and most of them hit my credit as delinquent. But the Form 56 is the remedy. So the Form 56 is you get changing the relationship with them, right? And then you gonna hit them with the 1099-C. The 1099-C gonna cancel the debt. Then after the 1099-C, you're gonna hit them with the 1041 and the 1041-V. And the 10, what's the other one? 10 something V. It's another one. 1096. It's so many forms. I think it's a 1096. You're gonna hit them with them forms. And those forms are going to be the ones the 1099 is going to cancel the debt, and the other forms is going to pay you. Yeah, no problem. 1096. Thank you, Brandon. Okay, when doing the t-shirts, is the TM just there by itself or in a circle? You can do it. I think you can do it by itself too, though. I think you can. Yeah, I think you can. I would do it in a circle or do it really small. If it's not in a circle, do it really like small, not too small that you can't see, but smaller than like a significantly smaller than the name, so it can show that it is a trademark. So I can file this before I correct everything. Yes, you can. You have the right to. Yes, you sure can. You don't have to be status corrected to do that. You are, huh? You requesting the courts to give you discovery of her stuff. You're also going to file this what's it called, dismissal, because this is not legal child support. This is unconstitutional. All right, so the next question is, do we have to have the trust? I think I read this already, didn't I? But do we have to have the trust already activated before the EIN's SS4 to hers form? Answer: the trust is set up by the establishment of the EINs. That is what the SS4 forms are for. So the trust already, the Sessa KV trust exists already. There's nothing special that we have to do to set that up. It already exists. We are creating our own entities that are outside of the jurisdiction of the United States to go and get the things that we created, which is the money that we made from all of the debts that we ever did. So it's going to be a lot of recouping. And so you got to literally take your time and think of every company that you ever signed up with. I don't care if the car was repoed. I don't care if the mortgage went into foreclosure. We getting it back and we getting it canceled. And I'm still, I'm working on rent. I'm still working on rent. I'm going to find a way. I know for sure, I know 100% sure that if you're renting with a like a big company, then yes, you can do that. If you're renting with like a mom and pop business, no. Or like a private what is it called? A private landlord, no. But a big corporation, yes, because they have an EIN number. You can do this with rent. Yes, you can. Oh no, you don't gotta create another trust. Nope. I thought that at first too, but no, you don't. Can the Form 56 be done with the vehicle you're currently paying for? Yes. Everything, current or old, that you gave your social security number for and they so-called loaned you money for, yes, you can do this with it. Yep. All right, next question. I'd like to change my question if possible. I already have a passport and I'm scheduled to leave the country on May 12th. My question is, should I fill out for a new passport altogether, showing travel plans to receive it expedited? Or since I have a passport and am I able to do the DS-82 to correct citizenship? I'm not sure if I can expedite a DS-82 by showing upcoming travel as well. So the answer is you must renew your current passport unless you say that you lost your passport. Then you can start over. But you can renew your current passport and you can get an appointment with the government, like a fast appointment. But you got to show proof of your upcoming travel plans. You got to show like your flight, your plane ticket or something like that to them to get this appointment. And this you can make this appointment at a passport agency or center. And the website to do that is travel.state.gov. You're gonna go on travel.state.gov. I can't tell you how to navigate that website, but this is where you're going to make that appointment. The appointment is called, you're going to see on their website, appointment at a passport agency or center. And it's going to ask you like 3 or 4 questions. Once you answer those questions, they're going to say you're eligible, and then you'll be able to make the appointment by giving them your location, and you can make the appointment with the one nearest you. And you can get your passport expedited doing it that way. Only people that have upcoming travel to another country and have proof of it can do this. So yes, you can renew it that way, or you can start over and you still can get that appointment. You can say you lost it and you still can get that appointment. So if you do it over and you say you lost it, when you do the DS-11 for the initial application, at the bottom on the second page, it's going to ask you, did you ever have a passport before? You're going to say yes. You're going to say it was lost, and you're going to put the information in of that passport on there if that's what you choose to do. If you just want to renew it, either way, you're going to make your appointment at travel.state.gov, and it's going to have you make that appointment at a passport agency or center. Can a Form 56 be done with a vehicle? Oh, you asked me that. I already read it. Can you also correct the status? Yeah, you fill the application out the way that I have it in the course. That's you correcting the status. Fill it out the exact way. It looked crazy, I know, but that's the way that it's correcting your status. So yes. I seen this guy at the airport walk past TSA with his passport open. That's the 5-star passport. The 5-star passport, you're not a threat to TSA. You can walk straight through it. I can't guarantee you guys that you'll get one, but because they're extremely hard to get, but at least you'll have a 4-star with the way that I show you. You will get a 4-star. Question. In status correction course, you mentioned for married people to discuss getting divorced and the reason behind it. I'm engaged to be married in August. Is there something that signifies marriage as we correct our status and operate privately, or should we just 86 the whole marriage thing altogether? Yes. I said yes. You said 86. I ain't hear that in a while. You could do a private marriage, right? And it's called a declaration of marriage. I have some of the documents that I added to the past study sessions replays course. It's listed under how to get married without a marriage license and government involvement. And it got the different forms that you and your fiance, which will be your husband, will be filling out, and you'll be doing it privately. You will not go get a marriage license, and you will not take it to their building, because that marries you to the British Crown, basically. So you'll do this paperwork privately, and you can also publish it in the newspaper if you choose to, like a marriage announcement. So we can recoup for every company ever, but I don't remember the totals. You can get, okay, if you don't remember everything that you did, you're going to request an audit from the IRS. I'm gonna put that information in there this week. Let me write it down so I won't forget. It's a form that you fill out, and they're going to send you every company, every single company that ever pull from your stuff. You'll have a list of everybody. So let me write that down. Ed. I'm still here. I'm writing it down. She always asks good questions. Add the audit form to the course for IRS to see what companies pulled from CQV. All right, I got that wrote down. I'm gonna work on that this week. I'm also gonna work on some video walkthroughs for y'all for some of those forms because I really want y'all to do it right. But yeah, so you subscribe, enroll in the past study session replays and get those documents, and it tells you how to get married privately. So this is perfect. This is in perfect timing for you so that you won't get the government involved. And the crazy thing is, I wish I didn't do it. Me and my husband was doing common law marriage, and everybody kept on trying to make us feel so bad about it that it forced us to marry into the system. So we married into the system. We've been together for almost 20 years. I wish that we didn't do it because now we gotta file annulment and divorce or divorce and all of that. And that's so expensive. It's so stupid. I just wish that we would have stuck with we just already knew that we didn't have to do that and we didn't want to get the government involved. But people like in their opinions in our families and they trying to make us seem like we crazy and all of this, we was like, oh, all right, we're gonna get married, and we did it their way, the stupid way. But we was already doing common law marriage, so that's what you and your fiance, soon to be husband, would be doing common law marriage. And I asked you to ask the questions that only refer to what I teach. I'm not a lawyer and I do not know everything. So only ask questions about the process and that just stuff that we've been talking about and that alone. In the future, any questions that aren't about the process will be ignored because I don't know everything and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like the question about the psychiatric board and stuff, all I can tell you is get your brother to make you his POA so that you can enforce the rights for him because they're not gonna listen to him. They're going to look at him as incompetent because of his, situation. They like to take people rights when they put him in psychiatric wards and stuff. But and like the other Q&A, somebody asked me about would his process make their husband divorce him and stuff. Like, I don't know that stuff. I don't know. This is why you should study for yourself all the time, regardless of the information that I'm giving you. I still want you to do your due diligence and know this because I can tell you what to do, but I cannot tell you how to enforce it. I can't be with you in the courtroom. And I don't want to be one of those people that tell you something and you don't know how to do it and you get arrested. I would feel like crap. So I'm just being very transparent. Especially when it comes to law, you should know. I could give you every step, but you still wouldn't know how to enforce it. So please do your due diligence. I already provide a ton of value, but I cannot hold anyone's hand during this process because the reality is if you're a sovereign, you have to stand on your sovereignty. I cannot do it for you. Yeah, somebody asked me, remember I said I am not an oracle. They asked me some very private questions and I just thought maybe they might have got me mixed up with like one of them TikTok psychics or something because I don't do readings. I think they think I do readings. I don't know. In my state, when you divorce, they mandate child. What? Are you serious? You see how they trap us into their systems? You can deny child support though. You can. They can mandate it. A mandate is not a law, so you definitely can get past that. We gonna figure that out. What state is that? So can I still make an express trust under common law? Yes, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And put my car properties, lands, patent. That's what we're doing. So that's where the trust documents come in if you want to do all of that. And then you're going to attach all of that to your UCC1. Now you see why I said wait to the end to do the UCC1? Mm-hmm. So yes, you can do that. Tennessee. Georgia, oh, we got to get out of old times. Let me write these down because we're gonna figure a way out to get. You can get past mandates. Trust me. Just like we got past the mask mandate, which they was trying to make everybody wear masks. We didn't. We didn't never wore them. A mandate is not law. Another thing to know is that if you still have, I know you probably don't, but if you have any of your receipts from 2020, 2021, and any of those stores that forced you to wear a mask in them, and you still have any of those receipts, you can basically write those receipts off with the IRS and get the money back that you spent. Receipts, keep them all. From now on, get a paper receipt. When they ask you, do you want a receipt? Yes. Get a paper receipt. You can scan your receipts in on like QuickBooks or take a picture of them on your phone and email them and just store them away. Because once we get through this process, we're going after those receipts as well. Everything that you spent down to shopping for clothes, food, groceries, any of that stuff. Lunch, any of keep those receipts because they owe you that money back. What is the difference between UCC1 and non-UCC? A non-UCC and a UCC, I do not know the difference yet. I heard of the non-UCC a couple of times, and a lot of people would be saying not to do one, but then you got people that say to do one, and I really don't know the real intricacies of it, but I will look into it. I will. Let me write that down too. I got y'all. Because I keep hearing non-UCC, and I think I ran across something the other day about it, but I skimmed it. But I don't want to give you misleading information about that yet because I really haven't wrapped my own brain around it. It's nonprofit. Okay, let me go. I'm gonna look into that. Maybe we do want to do one. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna come back. I like that y'all know stuff. Makes it a whole lot easier because I don't know everything. I'm pretty sure I'm doing the land paying process the hard way. We'll have a course. It's going to be in the status correction course. I do have a land paying book that tells you everything you need to know about it. I can start putting videos from the guy who actually teaches it. I just got to get a way to get his videos and transfer them into the course. But he definitely he's not somebody that you can just go up to and pay for a course. He like a high profile type guy that helps a lot of people do this. But I do have his book and it's legit. I want to know what proof I provide for the registered date for you can put your birth date. You can put your birth date. Box full of receipts. Yes. Take pictures of those receipts. If you like, because receipts fade because of the kind of paper it is. So take pictures and you can email them and just like put them away because you're going to need them. Receipts are really the reason why it's called a receipt because it's a receipt of proof showing that you have to go. You like this is how they taught us so incorrectly. All the receipts that we have, we are supposed to be giving them back to the IRS. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That. That's why we get receipts. We're not supposed to just hold them and file them on our taxes. No, because we're not supposed to be filing taxes. They supposed to be paying us for the money that we spent because there is no money. We're paying with promissory notes. They taught us so wrong. Yes.
Yeah, could I just ask a question?
Yeah.
I was speaking about the registered date of the certificate, whether it's your birth certificate or your naturalization certificate, when you're filling out the SS5 FS form. Like, what proof do you provide for that? Because it's going to be different from your birth date.
So I don't really know what is listed on the naturalization certificate, but like on a birth certificate, it's 2 dates. You got the file date, which is the date that the corporation was created by the registrar, and then you have your actual birth date. So if the naturalization certificate has 2 dates, the date that is, I don't know if it's going to say file date because certain ones have a different name, but it's a date that should be written in red or black. And that is the date that they created a corporation out of you. And that's the date you're going to use. And that birth certificate or certificate of naturalization is the proof of that.
So I can, so I can use the naturalization certificate.
Yes.
Okay.
Me and Bobby are studying the non-UCC in Republic. Y'all the best. Y'all so smart. I love that because it just make it so much more easier. Because like I said, I don't know everything, and sometimes y'all help me. Don't think that it's always me helping y'all. Sometimes y'all help me because some stuff, by me having such a hectic every day, some stuff be just it just fly past me. Y'all should see how many sticky notes I have on my desk. It's ridiculous. I look like a hoarder. I'm from Tennessee, lived in Texas from 2015 until this past December and moved to California. What state should I be putting on the forms I'm sending in for the status? You lived in Tennessee, you lived in Texas. You from Tennessee, and then you moved to California. All right, so I'm from Maryland and I moved to Texas. And so when it came to authenticating my birth certificate, I had to send it back to Maryland to get that done on the state level. And then the federal level is just federal for everybody. It goes to the same place. I think it's the embassy. And then so all of my other forms, because I'm in Texas, I'm doing them in Texas. So wherever you are currently is where those forms will be filed and everything. So the form, but the thing about the Form 56, I have this in the academy for any, I mean, not that, yeah, I have this inside of the private banking course. The Form 56 is tricky because the Form 56 goes to the state that whatever that debtor, where they're located, where they file taxes at. So if you're doing it for yourself, for you to pay yourself, it goes to where you file taxes at. And I put the form in there for you guys to look at your state and the address. It's so tricky how they try to get us. Yeah, some have faded. Yeah, receipts fade. So definitely from now on, get you a digital copy of your receipts. And then you can throw the paper copy away. As long as you have proof of that receipt and it has everything on there showing the amount. Y'all know that amount is supposed to be in negative, but they put it in positive. It's supposed to be negative because you're supposed to be getting it back. Our bills come as a positive. When they come as a positive, that's a payout. When you get a check, don't it have a positive amount? That's a payout. Negative amounts, if it had a negative in front of it, it would be you having to pay it. But it don't come in a negative, it comes in a positive, meaning that they're supposed to pay you out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're so tricky. I gotta get the land patent book. I can't seem to get that original patent for my land. Apparently, Georgia isn't included in the Glow records. Ooh, you can purchase your land with silver coins too. I think it's like 10 silver coins and a post office money order or something like that, and you can purchase your land like that. I'll get more information. Don't let me get you wrong. I have the same problem. I mean, trying to find the township range, etc. The Glow records are very confusing. Sorry, I was concerned about using the naturalization certificate as proof, but because on it says nope, you don't gotta worry about that though. Because you're going to yeah, you did get naturalized, but you don't have to worry about that because you're reversing it. You're reversing it through all the other documents that you're going to be doing, including the passport. So don't worry about that. Have you got your passport yet? Google Drive is a good place oh yes, Google Drive is a good place to save receipts. That's a good idea.
No, I have to redo my passport.
You have to redo it. All right, let me write that down. I'm gonna see if I can find some information because naturalization is a bit different because you do actually elect to be a U.S. citizen.
And on I can't remember on the passport form, you have to put in your birth date, right?
Yes, and you also on the passport form you can put in your birth date, but the passport form also requires you to bring in your birth certificate or certificate of naturalization.
Yeah.
But there are other documents that you can use outside of that. I just had it pulled up. I'm gonna get some information and I'll share it with you because I don't think you're the only one who has naturalization.
Yeah,
So
that's why I'm concerned because the first time I did it, I hesitated a long time to do it and I finally did it, but when it came back, it just came back with the 3 stars. So obviously something was wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into some stuff this week. I don't want to give you the wrong information, and I will share it as soon as I find it. Are you in the Telegram group by chance?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna share it in there if I find something. I wrote it down on another sticky note, so I won't forget. So when getting a new car, I give them my estate yacht. Yes, 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 yes. To acquire new credit, you're going to be using your estate EIN or your private bank EIN. Yes, you're not going to be using your Social Security no more after you acquire that. Can you repeat what you just said about the Form 56 when paying yourself? By that, do you mean when you file a form for everything we send it in for example, if I send in my car and pay Chase Finance, I need to find where they file taxes. So wherever Chase Finance headquarters is, say for instance, like, so for the example, I use Capital One, and their headquarters is in McLean, Virginia. So on the Form 50, let me pull it up. I'll just show you for the sake of making it easier. Give me a second to find it. Form 56. Yeah, I need a new laptop. This thing is... All right, let me share this with y'all. All right, can y'all see it? This is the form of where you send the Form 56. It's a collection advisory's office contact information, right? So you can just you can read this if you want, but you can skip past all of this. This is where you want to look. So for instance, Capital One is in McLean, Virginia, right? So we're gonna go down to Virginia, and Virginia is Office 22. Office 22 is this address right here, this phone number and this fax number. I honestly suggest that y'all fax it. It's quicker. Faxing is 4 to 5 business days, mailing is 30. But this is the address right here where you would send the Form 56 for the headquarters being in McLean, Virginia. Now you said Chase. Let me find Chase for you real quick. Chase, you said, is it Chase Finance? Let me see. Yeah, Chase Finance. All right. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna show you. Chase. Hold on, let me share my screen. All right, Chase Finance. Headquarters. Corporate headquarters. Address. All right, it's in Plano, Texas, right? All right, so hold on, I gotta stop it and share the other one. So in Plano, Texas, right? Let's see, Texas, right here. We got Texas North. That would be North. That would be considered North Dallas. So that is 17. So we scroll down to 17, and that's the address, the fax, and the phone number for where you would send it, because that's where they file taxes at. It goes to where the company is located, where they would file their tax returns so that they can process quicker. Make sense? Yeah, so that's how you would do it for the Form 56. That's the tricky part. And this is in the this is inside of that course. So definitely take your time. This little document will become your best friend, because when you looking for all of these different corporations headquarters, you're going to need to know exactly where they go. So you'll say, "Oh, it's in Alabama. Okay, that's 11. All right, find 11 information right here." And like I said, you want to fax it because it's quicker if you want it to happen quicker. This is inside of the because this not a link. This is my actual files. It's inside of the course though. It's inside of the course. So that's how you would file the Form 56. It was really hard for me to find this information because nobody knows where to send Form 56s. Nobody. They're like, I don't know. You need to go look for it yourself. It's like, what? And so I just went on a wild goose chase, and I was like, I'm gonna find where to send these damn 456s. I sent one off for my car company. So yeah. And you'll get a notice in the mail from the IRS when it's done, and it'll show you your name and that company's name. And that's how you'll know that it's been done. And then you're gonna move forward with the rest of it. Yes, it's in the private banking course. Yes, it is. And that's how you'll know that is that process of the fiduciary is done. And then you're going to go and do the 1099-C to cancel the debt, and the 1099 the 1041 and the 1041-V and the 1096. and that debt's going to be canceled. And for whatever, say for instance, you had a car for $25,000, then say for instance that's the loan amount, $25,000. That's how much they will be sending you a check back for. It's a Form 56. Hold on, let me look. I don't want to get you wrong. 1040V, 1041V, 1099A, 1099C. Remember, a 1099C is a cancellation of debt. Why would they have a form like that unless we are actually supposed to cancel our debts? Has anybody ever asked that question? 1041, Form 56, 1041V, 1096, 1099C, 1099A, and the 1040V. That's the forms that y'all will be using. I have Form 56 done through my SPC. We only have to file it once. You only have to file it once. Once it's filed, get busy. And if you've done that a while ago, then you can go ahead and do the 1099-C to get that debt canceled and do the rest of the process. That's the part that the people that's teaching the SPC has not taught you guys. So yeah, that's it. It's real simple. Again, I'll be doing some research and some walkthroughs and definitely be putting y'all on. I got so much information. I'm just trying to compile it and not confuse y'all. But it's easy. I promise y'all, it's easy. When I figured it out, I was so happy. I was like, all of this information and all of this filing for nothing. I was filing 1099As and 1099Cs, and I was wondering why it wasn't working. I would get no response, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm telling you, it works. This works. It's easy. And I'm just trying to find a way to compile the information that is not confusing. So y'all work at one part at a time. Zach created this DTB action group. I urge you guys to get involved with this because it's going to help everyone to be able to make these moves as a whole, so y'all can help one another. Y'all meet every Tuesday. I record it and I replay it. I give y'all the replays. I don't be present. Sometimes I might pop in, but this is so that everybody can work together as a whole, as a team, and get this process done together. So definitely, if you're not a part of it, jump in. Every Tuesday, I'll share the Zoom link the same way I share this Zoom link. Y'all jump in. It'll be one this Tuesday, and we're going to work together to get this done. So the new banking course eliminates debt on card, everything, every debt. So you're not the debtor, you're the creditor. They're the debtors. We've never been taught how to properly go at the IRS because we've been taught how to be afraid of the IRS. We think that the IRS is a collection agency when it is a collection agency for our trust. They work directly with the U.S. Treasury. So we getting them to do everything. We getting them to process everything the right way. Then that's why we create the entities to act on our behalf. How can I like the next part of private banking since the private banking course, you can just go through it. You can just go through it. Now, I'm about to cut this short. I do. Let me post that in the chat real quick. It's in my link tree. I'm gonna post the whole link tree. You just scroll all the way down to the bottom. But y'all gonna get through this. Definitely join the action group. Again, y'all have a meeting every Tuesday. And sometimes I might pop in, but most likely I won't. But this is so that everybody can work together as a whole. I'm gonna get that in the chat, and then I'm gonna let y'all go because I know it's like almost 12 o'clock in Eastern time, and I don't want to hold up. And I homeschool my kids, so I gotta cut it short. We got a school day tomorrow. Hold on, I'm getting a link for you, Chiquita. Am I saying your name right, Chiquita?
Yes, you are.
All right, cool. I don't like messing people's name up because people always butcher my name. All right. So until you correct your status, you should continue paying taxes. No, stop paying taxes. I told y'all, do the revocation of election. We're not doing that anymore. Do those paperwork so that you don't have to pay taxes no more. And I'll be back. I think we got study session next Sunday, but I'll set something up for Thursday so I can show you that documentary. And go through that information. But we're not talking about this process on that day. We're talking about the system. So leave this stuff for Sundays and Tuesdays. But enjoy y'all night. I appreciate y'all being here. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna be good. We in this together. Just stay focused. Don't get stressed out. Don't try to rush nothing. We gonna get through this one day at a time. The replay should be available tomorrow. I gotta wait for it to upload in the cloud. So it'll be available tomorrow. I'll let all of y'all know when it's available. But thank you for being here. Have a wonderful, abundant night and a great week. I appreciate y'all. I'm going.